Hey, this is Russ Payne with Roleplaying Public Radio, and this episode of RPPR Actual Play Masks of Nyarlathotep is sponsored by Arc Dream. Check out the Delta Green Kickstarter running right now. It now has a quick start guide with an adventure and pre-generated characters, and that's a free download, so you can check it out, see if you like the game before you back the Kickstarter. The rest of the games for October, Halloween Horror Month, will be Delta Green. We have Caleb running a Delta Green mini campaign that will be the next episode after this one. So stay tuned for that, and then we'll after October we'll go back to our regular schedule. Thanks. Enjoy.
Hey, Radio. We're playing Masks of Nyarlathotep. This is Australia, Chapter 2. I recorded some room tone, and 10 seconds of silence is more than enough. You can't handle
more than we can handle.
We are worse than any kindergarten class you've encountered.
Pretty much. So, in this chapter, adventure, you guys will be braving the outback. You are going to go, and I will be keeping notes on who makes the most stereotypical Australian jokes of, shrimp on the Barbie, crocodile Dundee, anything.
So since we're braving the outback, are we avoiding food poisoning from the blooming onion?
Yes. And the one who gets the most jokes will be targeted first by the monsters. So
Sean pulls in.
I've already got it.
Well,
yeah.
How many minute work? Well, I need to know this. How many minute work references can we make before we are officially killed?
Oh, I'm gonna chunder.
You wanna test the waters?
I will test the waters
right.
because I want my body count to pile up here.
Wow.
I'm already on my third character.
This is not Slasher Flip. This is not Slasher Flip. I need to remind you.
Sean's been rereading Hitchhiker's Guide recently, and he read that part about how Ford Prefect played the drinking game to lose.
Yeah, fair enough. So you're in Concudgery, preparing for.
It's not a word.
It is. It's a place. There's a hill in Australia called Concudgery.
You just have to imagine it with that wow, wow sound around it.
So a didgeridoo?
Yeah.
Yes. So you have the Professor David Dodge helping you. He will be your...
Because alliteration is important in an RPG.
Some people just have names that are alliterative. Yeah.
That's because their parents hated them.
This is a 1920s pulp adventure, so there's that. So
D's are very important for pulp. Yeah, go see David Dodge, see?
Yes. So first off, I've decided that after reading up on the trip, it will be made up of 6 segments, one way, and then 6 segments back.
Oh, it'll just be one way. Let's be honest here.
Well, let's have a little bit of hope.
I'm not booking a round trip ticket.
I actually think that this might be a little less lethal than Africa. Just saying.
And everybody glares at Aaron for his optimism.
Yeah,
which is misplaced.
There's no evil sorceress and army of cultists awaiting you.
Or giant Nyarlathotep.
Just a giant-ass bat that's going to eat our faces.
Oh, no bats. I have bad experiences with them.
Also, we just got back from the doctor, and it's official. We officially have flying palms.
Yes.
But fortunately, now that I've mentioned it, I invoke the rules of the room, and they cannot come up again.
That's not how you're not mashing up the room with Trail of Cthulhu. It doesn't know. Otherwise, Tommy Wiseau will be the Nyarlathotep, and you will all
is. We all knew that.
Is, was, will be.
You guys haven't even seen the room yet, so it's
what?
Right? You haven't seen the room yet, have you?
I've seen it.
Have you seen it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Melissa refused.
I watched 5 minutes and then flatly.
That's not true. We got to the second sex scene. Immediately
15 minutes.
That's the first sex scene.
This is why you haven't watched it.
The first sex scene, one eyebrow went up. And the second one...
I'm surprised you got past Tommy Wiseau's ass, and then,
I can handle a really ugly ass, but I just gotta say, there was no reason for that.
That's like the Mount Everest of ugly asses. It is like the ugly ass.
So we're going to switch from actual play. We're just going to go into commentary.
So are you saying, like, Tommy Wiseau is actually playing Unknown Armies and is trying to become the avatar of ugly ass?
I just say
he has to be crazy. Like, he has to be some kind of...
truly, I would have
his ass was more attractive than his face.
It really was.
That needs to be recorded for posterity.
No.
Yeah.
It will be.
I just wanted to make sure because there was a lot of laughter at the time.
Fair enough.
Ross, would you like to restart?
At this
Can't
point,
handle it
no.
10 seconds.
We can run this as a commentary.
It's fine.
episode
It's
instead.
fine.
Halfway to the trip, have we encountered the ass yet?
You guys always get unconscious at the beginning, anyways. I think if I start over, it's not going to be any better.
You've never tried. It might be.
Yeah, no. We'll just keep it. So there's 6 segments total. Each segment will be 1 day because you will have gotten a hold of 3 Daimler trucks to carry all your stuff. You actually could not carry camels. I looked at it. It's just not going to be feasible to have a secondary thing. So but your trucks will have supplies, food, water, gas, all that stuff.
What about like motorbikes?
Actually, you could have a motorbike.
I vote we have at least one motorbike.
Okay, that's
Sidecar,
actually,
no sidecar.
yeah.
Sidecar.
Okay, I mean, it's
Always
a folk
sidecar.
game.
It has to be a sidecar.
Well, we could then have.
I'm more of an old-fashioned man myself, but
Now you pulled
Drinking
together 17 points worth of credit rating for this, so I will give you a base of 34 survival pool.
okay.
Um,
I had asked the last time about we hadn't gotten to that yet.
Yeah.
So sorry.
so that is your base. Now David Dodge will certainly be helping you out, so he will provide, and he has outdoorsman, so he will provide an additional 2 points. So you're up to 36. So how many other characters have a relevant ability? Outdoorsman, I know Margot does.
I have one in outdoorsman.
So that will give you an additional 2 points.
What else would you consider?
Anthropology, archaeology.
I have both of those.
As do I.
Okay, so that's 4 more points. It's just
One
yeah,
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, Anne, are
What
you
about
recording
accounting to
this?
find deals on the stuff? Come on.
That's the problem. You're in a very small market. You can't, and there's a lot of high demand for it because there's a lot of miners. So there's only so much you can do.
What about athletics to beat them into a better deal?
No, because they're actually police in the mining towns because they want to prevent riots.
What about oral
so-
history?
Oral history. Because no, that would work because there's the indigenous people. You can actually talk to them and like, hey, how do we not die?
And language also,
your
if we're talking to
survival
the
tips and
indigenous
tricks.
people.
Do you have any unallocated?
I have many unallocated.
All right.
Yes, language
Retaliated.
skills.
Yeah.
I pigeon to just as a trade.
Don't write down pigeon.
We're at
Pigeon.
42, the meaning
No,
of life
PIDGI.
universe right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a
And tonight,
numerous.
Aaron will be playing the part of Bert.
So yeah, I'll give you additional 2 points for that for oral history.
So we're at 44.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's it for your special abilities.
44?
Or for your skills.
Did you get
Is
something?
everyone contributing at least 2
Would
points?
preparedness, like Boy Scouts, always be prepared count?
No, because you all have.
What
We don't ever
about biology or geology to know about what sort of things we're going to be encountering and plan accordingly?
Actually, remember, you can use these abilities during the thing for survival things as well. So this is just setting up your survival pool. For example, geology, you could use for a survival test during one of the travel segments to find water. So that, which will be very useful. So that could give you a refresh during the actual expedition.
All right.
This is outfitting at the beginning. So this is just how professional and how well equipped you are. So has everybody contributed 2 points? Is there anybody who has not contributed 2 points yet?
I am not.
Okay.
No,
Well, no, you had oral
Oral
history.
history.
not contributed 2
Okay.
points of what?
2 points of survival.
Toward the
too.
survival. Oh, so
Apart from
that
credit
just...
rating at the get-go?
Yeah. The
me.
credit rating gave you the 34 point
Okay,
base. Yeah.
just
You know
checking.
what?
Me.
Okay, do you have any abilities that could be...
I've been trying to name
Okay,
stuff
sorry.
off.
Everyone's been talking.
No, it's fine. Like, I don't know if
let's
there's
see
anything
here.
there.
Yeah, bargain. You don't have much in the way of...
Academic or technical? Weird.
Yeah, you're kind of a social character. Actually, I will allow bargain once, so you can because bargaining.
So then I spend.
Well, you already have art. Yeah, it's just like if you have one relevant ability, you get to add 2 points in the survival pool.
Okay.
Yeah, he had both of those.
Yeah, well, it's only one. It's 2 points per character.
So you're asking if...
Everyone has at least
Oh.
one.
Yeah, one in the last.
Oh, okay.
Is
So
everyone-
his anthropology, my archaeology,
Yeah.
for instance.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I misunderstood.
my bargain does 2 for me.
Yes.
So we're.
So everyone's contributing 2 points to it. Everybody has at least something to help make
Yay, everybody's contributed.
So Let's take a look here. You've already pooled your money. You have NPCs helping you. I will say you have 2 NPCs with you. Actually, I say 3. Well, David Dodge and then 2 red shirts that will be unnamed and undescribed, except to as backup.
Strike up a conversation with one.
Hi, I'm generic guy number 1. I do not want to describe them right now.
We'll call him Gene
because they can be used as backup characters in case somebody does not make it.
We'll call him Gene.
So yeah, they will be drive.
You can call him that.
How many of you have drive?
I do. I have drive.
Like
Okay.
driving?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, I have that.
yeah. Okay,
6 points of it.
Oh, I'm right with
I
you.
also
So.
have riding if we want to bring.
We've already
Horses.
established we
You
can't.
can't bring camels.
Yeah.
What if we brought baby camels?
Baby
What
now,
would be the use of that?
would riding be used for the motorcycle?
Yeah. Well,
That's still
Yes.
drive.
yeah, that's still drive.
Whatever.
Can we bring
I-
attack
you
koalas?
ride a motorcycle.
What about riding
bring
for the
attack koalas?
sidecar?
You don't have to roll anything for that.
Do you need skills for that?
I don't know. It splits you do.
Let's not give Ross any
Yeah.
ideas, please.
Oh,
Oh, it's
yeah, he's
already
going to have
too
a
late.
hard time coming up with the side.
Ross is a horrible monster. Everything's already there.
So you have David Dodge and 2 NPC red shirts.
Let's try and see if there's
So you have 2 NPC red shirts to help you out. You can all take turns driving the truck because you have 3 trucks, and they're just loaded down with supplies.
I'm really just trying to get it on speed 1.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave it alone.
The struggle is real.
I did.
Is it
I'm speeding up.
Yeah.
possible to communicate with our lamplighter friends again? Or now that the dream plan is lost, is there no way
Hey,
we
we're going to your house.
You-
can check in with them after they've pretty much
That's a good question. What are you trying?
Let's go into their house.
Actually,
Did we lose the dream plate?
yeah, you took it with you, didn't
But we've got something else that looks like a mirror now.
Yeah,
Another frickin' mirror.
Actually,
I've got that.
you can make a Cthulhu Mythos spend, Margo, without or an occult spend if you have
An
a cult.
occult spin?
Yeah, do you
I
have
have
a cult?
Mythos, but not a cult.
Does everybody have a cult?
I have a cult.
Yes.
All right, you
Still
make
has
an
a
occult
cult.
spend.
Okay.
As you're preparing the expedition, you're staying at a boarding house run by Mrs. Hayes and in Concudry, and she actually, as you talk to her, you notice several oblique references to enlightenment and receiving knowledge through light, and you realize she might be trying to, kind of like a Freemason or something, trying to obliquely tell if you're similarly enlightened as well. So
secret
Mrs.
handshake.
Hayes might be an agent of the Lamplighters if you want to approach her. But the question is, what do you want to get out of the Lamplighters? You know that they want you to go to Australia, and you realize they want you to go to this place, this city under the sands.
What they would be searching for?
Yeah, the human agents don't seem to know that much, so you could try to reach out and ask for more clarification from, their patrons, or you could, you do have that strange machine you looted from the warehouse.
But isn't that evil?
You don't know.
It was cult.
Well, no, but it's
Celestial
based on
periscope.
lamplighter technology.
How do we know that?
Yeah.
No, it looks like it.
It looks like it.
We
Yeah.
can
How
confer
do
with
we
them
know
saying,
that?
Because he told us it was
yeah.
reverse engineered from lamplighter technology,
Based on what?
based off of images that we had seen.
Okay.
You can tell.
I just couldn't remember how we knew that in character.
No, it was like pictographs that we
Yeah.
saw.
Oh, right.
the photographs.
Okay.
So,
The photo plates,
you
okay.
can mess around with the machine more before you leave. So you could talk to Mrs. Hayes.
No, it's a mirror and it's in my pocket. For right now, it's fine. When the shit hits the fan, we'll be playing around
Well,
with
assuming
But we need
you
to
don't
know how
what-
to use it.
that. I can figure it out.
well, if Margot wants to talk to her with me, because you've had more experiences with the Lamplighters, and
Ask for
Yeah.
phenomenal
Possibly would know.
cosmic
Well,
power.
last time they gave us those little strings.
I might end
I
up
don't
with
know.
them
Maybe
needing
they have
those
something they could
strings.
give us
Yeah.
again.
Saved us.
That saved our lives.
This is true.
And I are in favor of the life saving.
That and some random guys from the internet.
Actually,
Just random
Margot and
guys from the
Sulan,
internet.
both of you, give me some trouble checks.
Okay.
I noticed nothing.
All right. Margot, you notice that you seem to remember didn't you have a scar along your leg when you got shot that one time or stabbed you? You remember you distinctly had a scar along your lower leg at some point, but it's gone now. In fact, as you look, you don't remember. You don't have any scars.
Okay.
So that's
you.
That's bad.
We just decanted you a fresh one.
Yeah.
Here's a Turing test.
So how does your character react to that knowledge? Are you just going to ignore it and keep on, or are you going to think about it more?
You're a dilettante. It's great.
I'm probably excited.
Fair enough.
Back on the dance floor.
Question.
Yeah.
Does my little glass eye tell me anything about the tech that we picked up?
If he could...
Since it is lamplighter meets lamplighter tech.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, you could. If you spend a point of Cthulhu Mythos, you could figure out something.
Done.
Oh, tips.
Oh, God.
It's a comatose kitty.
I made my choice.
Careful or he'll pull a Flintstone and throw you in.
No.
I've had to do that with Sasha when she's gotten on my leg. Because she'll start scratching
It's
and I just
fine.
go,
I'm not an obvious XP of the honeymooners.
Anyways, do you want to make that?
I already did.
Okay.
It's
All
done.
right. So you
Give me that sweet, juicy Cthulhu knowledge.
All right. Give me a stability check, too.
That's a 1. Yeah.
Pass out. When you come to, you have a vague recollection of seeing a structure, several. You can't. Everything was so blurry, you can't make it out. But there are these larger beings that were moving through this temple or this building.
Conical.
It's hard to remember exactly, but you have an urge to use the machine. Are you?
Resist.
Sounds like a bad idea.
How strong is this urge?
You can fight it. You don't. It's not overwhelming.
I'll fight it for now.
All right.
Are you going to say anything
About his
Like
about
to
your
us.
urge?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I saw some weird stuff.
You feel that the machine is
And-
connected to that place, that time, very.
Do I have a sense
Closely.
that this machine is dangerous?
It's not. It's not a. It's not. You know, it's not meant to be a weapon.
Oh.
So dangerous in the sense that a car is dangerous.
I have an
but
urge to use
useful.
it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a weapon, but it might be dangerous considering I have urges. So,
No, you're not playing the priest anymore.
Yeah.
Bill.
he's still Irish.
Too soon?
nope,
No, is that? Oh, wait, it was.
that's another dead character, Aaron.
Way to bring it up.
Gee, Sean, you and your tour of the British Isles.
Hey,
I'm a Scotland Yard detective, so
So yeah.
Hey, if you can confuse my dead characters, I can confuse your dead characters.
Good job.
mine are all the same gender.
So yeah,
though,
so you've got more sense. You've eliminated some of the uses. So yeah, probably using it in a panicky situation may not be helpful.
it
But,
might not end well.
yeah.
It might be like, take this, and nothing
I wasn't
happens.
planning on using it as a weapon.
Okay. Well,
Well, we've kind of diffused it anyway since we took its power source out. So
Yeah.
No,
no,
No, we didn't.
no, you just folded it up.
we just
Yeah, it's
folded
like
it up. It's just
Travel
portable
size
now.
now.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it can be.
Fuck you, Euclid.
Yeah, basically. You can carry it around, but when it unfolds, it's very large. But it definitely folds.
That's what all the ladies say.
Yeah.
No.
So.
Melissa gets MVP right now.
Touche.
Moving on. So.
I think we made Ron's blush a little, actually.
You can have. You can talk to Mrs. Hayes. You could try and. Yeah, what do you want to get from the lamplighters? You want to get more information, a favor, more
Weapons.
blistering.
What does the machine do?
Yeah.
What does the machine do? You can do
I like
that.
little stringy things. I want
Yeah.
one of those.
Weapons.
Well, those are a lot of different things.
The ability to use camels.
You can use camels.
Is it weak against lightning guns? We'd like lightning guns. What is a lightning gun?
All right. So, who is talking to her, and what are you actually going to say?
Well, I'll talk to her since
Okay.
I guess it's the one I have had the most experience with
Yeah.
lamplighters. And just mention that we have experience with those who light the lamps. Do you,
No, that works. She's like,
That's good.
"Ah."
I like it.
I was told that.
Do you know any?
Yes, I was told that you would be coming to make the pilgrimage to the great city. I assume you're here to remove it of the filth that has occupied it.
We are. We don't know much about it yet. If you have any information, we would greatly appreciate it.
I don't remember much from my time serving them directly, but
But you serve.
yes, the enlightened ones. Yes, I did, and I would. I think I can remember the path back to the city. If you would like me to go with you, I would be happy to.
Yes, more red shirts.
Yeah. But I would be happy to help you in any way possible. It's been some time since they have contacted me directly, but I know much of their ways. Yes.
Do you have an idea how we can contact them ourselves?
Well, it depends. Their minds are vast and scattered among the cosmos. It is hard to. They're aware of all things, but only dimly. You must light a great light in order to attract their interest.
Literal or figurative?
Well, figuratively, something.
Just checking. It's a good question.
Times and events of great import in human history.
Let's
I know
set fire to
attract their
time.
attention.
Start World War III, they'll come.
We haven't had a 2 yet.
Yeah.
We skipped right over it and it caught their attention.
You liked 1 so much. We're skipping 2, going straight to 3.
Shall we knock out the Python quote now?
Yeah.
Thou shalt not count 2.
Yes,
then
there we go.
proceed to count 3.
So she seems, she doesn't know a way to contact them directly. You, do you have assess honesty?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
do.
Do you want me to be with you? Yeah, we can both be with
All
you.
right. Both of you get the sense she is. If she knew how to contact them, she would have done so long ago. She's managing a boarding house in the middle of nowhere, Australia.
So basically, the lamplighters have a creepy fangirl.
They didn't give her their private number.
She
'cause
is
otherwise she
also
would be
as
sexting
close
them
to the
constantly.
city as you can be and still be in civilization. So this is probably why she's here. This is the last stopping point before you go out into the desert. So and she's, you're going out to the desert. I'd like to go into the desert too. Yes. So
Are we going to let her come with us?
That helps to have an extra crazy.
Should we do a sense trouble check to make sure she's not going to immediately
looks trustworthy.
Dangerous.
Is
I
there
thought-
an
that's how I was-
accessibility check?
That's called psychoanalysis.
Psychoanalysis.
Yeah.
Anybody got that?
Yes. Yes, I have that. It is a thing I have.
That's good.
Utilize an investigative point. You don't have to roll. You just spend 2 points.
Okay.
With 2 points, you realize she is a zealot, a true believer in the cause. She's been personally touched.
By their noodly appendage.
You're not sure exactly how. But she's personally interacted with them. So yeah,
She has an affinity for cones.
you don't. I can't spoil it.
I have been told it's all about the cones.
Oh.
Well, actually, no. You have enough Cthulhu with us now.
She thinks
you
the
realize.
Sunshire is a romance novel.
No, actually, Bill, you've been reading these books. You
I
realize
have.
she has the Mythos Tomes. It talks about how a race of demons would switch minds with people and act in their place for years at a time to learn about humans.
So she went on Stockholm Syndrome while she was brain swapped.
Apparently.
Okay.
Hey, that seems reasonable with the defense.
But yes, she has been drawn here, and she doesn't know much about it right now. But who knows how active her perhaps seeing or getting closer to the city will trigger more of her memories. She'll remember more, or certainly if you showed her something related to them, they would.
Fine, I rubbed the plot against the plot.
Okay.
Actually, could I just take my eye out instead of
Oh,
Bill
you
revealing
can
the
use
big
the
thing?
eye, though.
Because
Actually,
but
you
it
know
is
that
Yithian, though.
No, it's not. It's actually something they just found and gave to you. It is class from Ling. It is actually from the Dreamlands.
Never mind.
The Lamplighters gave it to you, but they just found it. They're like, here, we don't need it.
All right.
take
Do we
it.
show her the
I
celestial
touched the
periscope?
unfold button.
Okay. Her eyes light up like a kid at a Christmas tree. This is marvelous. It's
made of aluminum.
we could contact them directly right now. We simply activate and put your mind to the periscope sort of device here, and
Brainoscope?
yes, and we would be able to reach them directly.
Well, would you like to make the call?
Yes. Okay.
Everybody take 5 steps back.
Yep.
I do not see this ending well.
She looks over.
Oh shit, it's the crazy lady.
Everyone in the room, give me a stability check.
No.
Who didn't see that coming? 4.
We didn't regain stability.
4.
6.
Right.
It was
Anybody
my
losing?
6.
I lost.
I made it.
It's only one. It glows with unearthly light. You think you see...
What hue, Ross?
Well,
It's
one
color
that,
out of space.
it's between
Okay.
red and
There we
green. You actually see colors that are not normally perceivable by the human eye. So
it's
it's-
aquamarine.
it's between blue and yellow. It has no name. So
Blello.
Yeah.
I choose to call it Blello.
I like that. Or you lose.
so having your eye,
No.
being a tetrachromat for a millisecond is actually kind of unnerving. Yeah.
Isn't that what panthers say before they drop on you? I think I read that in Winnie the Pooh.
Tetrachromat?
No.
No,
Blue?
Yellow!
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that's in Little House on the Prairie.
Tetrachromats? Anyway,
Yes. Secret
Third
History
base.
of Little House on the Prairie.
yes. There is.
Oh my god.
The original.
As written by Tim Powers.
All right. The machine stops glowing, and Mrs. Hayes slumps to the floor. And then
Dead?
passed out.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
it's fine. She's alive. No one's chloroformed her.
Yeah, the machine
soon?
chloroformed her through cosmic power.
Well, that
No,
kinda
that
happens.
little atomizer right there in
Yeah.
front of the face part.
Has she been lobotomized?
Face part.
So
Brainoscope.
you look at her, and she's just kind of twitching. Her eyes are bugged out. Her mouth is kind of moving randomly. Those of you, anybody have medicine?
Yes.
It actually reminds you of a stroke victim, someone
Okay.
someone who's had brain damage.
How do you treat a stroke in the 20s?
Poorly. Bed rest is about all you can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happens to her. So I assume
You treat it at the horse hospital. That's how you
you can
treat
put
it.
her to bed and tell the officials. She does have an assistant that will manage the boarding house.
That's good.
So I assume you did this while you're outfitting. So if you, actually, let's see. If you, by the time you're fully done, she is still in bed, but she is kind of moving around with more purpose, or look like she's moving her lips and jaws quite a bit, and kind of furrowing her brow.
Wait, I know what to do here. I'm a parapsychologist.
Okay.
I give her a paper and pad for automatic writing, or paper and pencil for automatic writing.
That's
Okay.
fascinating, sir.
Whatever. It's
She
the thing.
starts sketching, and
oh, it works. See?
very crudely,
I am truly impressed, sir.
but you can recognize certain symbols that she is trying to draw. Symbols that would include Yithian, or the symbols from the Great Race. Symbols that you saw on that in those photographs on those stone blocks. So at this point, you actually, with a medicine spin, you could figure out what's happening to her, or if
I'm out of points left because
Okay.
I spent medicine last time to fail
Oh,
at
yeah.
appropriately dosing chloroform.
well, it's never a surefire process. Like, it was only a 1 in 6 chance. Like,
It's better than spending sense trouble check points for nothing being there.
right. But general points are supposed
that was your
to
own
go like
paranoia.
that.
You just assumed because it happened the last 3 or 4 times that it was going to happen this time.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
isn't that actually the rule? Is 3 times is enemy action?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now it didn't happen this time. So anyway, so you can either leave or you can delay a day.
Can I fake up a medicine point through, say, biology?
Biology would work too.
Okay.
Biology would totally work. And with biology, you realize if this is whatever form, whatever the thing, the Yithian is, it is it's trying to learn how to act or move in a human body. So
we have a consultant.
Can I spend athletics as an investigative point to take it through some calisthenics to help it learn how to be in this body?
I feel like first aid might work.
You just have to wait. It seems to know how to do it. It's just a gradual process. It is.
I vote we wait. A consultant would
That
be
will
nice.
take a survival point because you have to buy new supplies.
We have
Yeah,
40 some
yeah.
odd.
Yeah.
It's not that they'll be useful for anything later.
Why would we have to buy new supplies? Most of our meat's going to be salted.
Yeah, we could
There has to be an opportunity.
eat at the local place.
Okay,
Easy enough
I'm just
for us.
making you work for
You
it a
also,
little bit.
you also have to pay more rental
We
fees.
pooled all our money into funding the expedition. We have to eat on this extra day, so we have to pull money out of the
There we go.
expedition to eat and
Jeez.
sleep on today.
I'm just making you work
All right,
for
fair enough.
because I'm being a horrible
Okay, all right, no, that's
monster.
So you wait the extra day. David Dodge is kind of confused why you care so much about the stroke victim.
Reasons.
All right, as long as it's only a day, I'm sure you're very.
We're all itching at
sentimental.
the itchy place.
Here's Gold Bond medicated powder.
And then it finally, so that you wait the day and it starts. It starts talking.
Pronouns are hard.
Yes. Well,
just call it
because you
yes.
know what's in there. Well, you know it's not her. You have no idea what it really is, but it looks
Oh,
at you.
great.
very
You send in
coldly.
Huggy back.
You are assisting us.
Yes?
Yes.
This is 1925.
Yeah.
April 14th.
Hmm?
Yes.
Good job.
Yes, she has been previously, her usefulness is at minimal use. Why am I here? Why?
Well, to be honest, we're maybe a little unclear why we're going to the city. I mean, apparently we're supposed to clean house or something, but
Yes.
you could understand how to our limited minds that's a little vague.
Very well. You
Plus,
are.
we might like to have some additional cleaning supplies for this particular assignment.
I do not.
I sense the deployment of a metaphor. He's talking about weapons.
Oh,
He wants weapons.
For protection, because
Boom, boom, brooms.
There is an anomaly in our city. It exists in time. It is hard to explain the process of
Linearly,
space-time, but there is an anomaly there that is blockading us to migrating from one epoch to another. It must be removed to preserve space-time and our own migration. But this will be a symbiotic act because it will benefit your species as well, because the same anomaly is tied to a catastrophic event in your very near future that you would, if you have self-preservation as a motive, would want to remove and due to the nature of the anomaly, we cannot act directly. It is possible that we are in it already, or we are trapped, or it is trapped. It is trapping something of ours in there. Perhaps one of our intellects. It is an unknown to us, and this is very troubling. So we must act through you. This anomaly is tied to a entity that you know by many names. One that is
that guy.
yes. It is.
I hate that guy. Have we encountered this guy before?
Yes, you have many times. You have a sibling.
Yes, my brother. Have you seen him?
He was in another
Place.
dimension, closely tied to your species' collective subconscious. He was interfered with by the same entity. It is. I would.
Is he alive? Is he okay?
This is.
Make me roll that stability, Ross. You know you wanna.
Go for it. Yeah, she's not. The woman's not telling you what you want to know.
3, no.
The agents that are causing the anomaly are similar to you in biological composition.
So they're roughly human.
Except there will be our great
Blood.
enemy there.
There will be blood.
I can explain how to use, if there are no locally sourced weapons in this vicinity, but in the city itself there will be. I will explain their purpose to you, and she starts drawing schematics. What'd you get on yours?
I missed. So.
Okay, it's 2 stability unless you change the conversation to tell me about swear to me, unless you go all swear to me.
No, it's 2 stability, so.
Okay. You're
distressed. So I'm not getting any.
So she starts drawing these technical diagrams perfectly of a strange, the strange sort of device that looks, rather ray gunish, as far as you could tell.
Is it called a noisy cricket?
Yes.
It is not designed for your physiology, but you can adapt it. By pressing here, activating it here, be aware the housing should not be breached.
Except in cases of extreme emergency.
If self-preservation is no longer desired,
There you go.
Across the streams.
but I need to leave within the space-time area very soon. It is dangerous. I am too close to the anomaly. I can feel its influence. It is attempting to pull me within. Are there any other questions? Go there, cleanse the things that are similar to you in composition.
And the one that's not.
Well, there are many things that are not like yours, but they've always been there. They have been there for millions of years.
Crap.
They can be affected by these weapons if you can find them. That is why we designed them. But they are highly resistant to weapons of your own manufacture. It is preferable to, but they do not care about the anomaly. They are simply there.
Any chance I can turn this into a weapon? Holds up glass eye.
That is made from the glass of Ling. Use of a substance known as the plutonium drug by your species would magnify its results. May be detrimental to your own self-preservation.
Perfect.
Yes.
Puts eye back in stealth.
Please remove the anomaly. That would be very beneficial. Keep in mind the anomaly is 3-pronged in nature. It forms a triangle over a geographical area. You have interfered with one point, but it is not permanently destabilized. The agents of the entity in question seem to be regathering their strength there, moving other assets into place. So you have damaged them, but have not put them at an end. I do not know personally much more beyond what is observable within this universe at this time. But I need to leave. I do not wish to be drawn within the anomaly. Unless anybody else wants to say anything.
I'm too bothered.
Anybody else want to weaponize a body part?
And realistically, I don't want to derail the rest of this part of the game with my story, so I'll...
It can be no fun.
That won't. It will just cost you stability and sanity. It'll be fine.
Well,
that's the choice you make.
You just said nothing. What happened to my brother? Is he alive?
Oh,
Can I find him? Yeah, I'll do this final last. He looked like he was in a different body, but that's when I was dreaming. I don't know what it was real and not.
Would my answer change whether you will go to remove the anomaly or not?
Change motivation. Yeah, I'm committed to these people already. I've helped them. They've helped me.
Your brother's deceased. He was slaughtered in another universe. It is. I believe it was. He was slain by a creature known as a gug in your language. Consumed by it.
An entity not like yourself.
His soul is, or spirit, would be obliterated in such an event.
Yeah, that's the stability. keep it on the table.
Yeah, that would.
Oh no.
All right, that's another 2. Stability.
How long before Aaron goes crazy?
I'm down to 1 stability.
Wow.
Stability's not crazy.
Yeah.
Stability's just catatonia.
Yeah. I just kind of sit down.
Well, or roaring
Yeah.
rampage of revenge.
I just
which
kind
would
of sit
be
down.
awesome.
Become quiet.
If you wish to, it is you can blame your brother's end at the entity. Perhaps remove the anomaly will help do that.
Thank you. That will be all.
Yes, thank you. You are welcome.
Says that very enthusiastically, actually.
And it just, a moment later, Mrs. Hayes wakes up. Quite oblivious. What happened? I was there.
Did you have a good time?
I don't remember.
I'm sure you will.
Yes,
For
we should
a
go.
good time.
We should go to the city. Why do you look like you're crying?
I don't think that really went well for your physical body, so you should probably stay here and convalesce.
No,
You must rest.
no, I'm ready. I tell you, I'm ready.
She struggles to get out of the bed and falls on her face.
I'm a physician. You should take my advice.
Please, I can't. It's my last chance. I know. I'll remember if I can get close enough.
We'll bring you back a souvenir.
It'll be fine,
Wow.
man. We'll bring you back a
Holy
postcard
cow.
and all sorts of photos.
Okay.
It'll be great.
All right.
Wish you were
See,
here.
the Nicholas.
All right. She is crushed. So yeah. She had a tantalizing, and I assume you take the machine with you.
Tantalizing
Yes.
is a good
Yeah.
word
I
for it.
fold it back up into a mirror.
All right.
You don't need to be scoping her brain.
So you leave for the city. Now again, the way this works is there are 6 segments, and each segment requires a D6 roll. Now, because you're in the desert and it's just over 100 degrees every day, super dry, water's going to be a scarcity. This will be a D6 plus 1 per segment. So
And a sanity check when we hear the music from Lawrence of Arabia playing in the background.
Wrong comment.
yeah. There could be stability checks for the sheer isolation and you've never
That's
been
okay.
out.
There's 8 of us.
Yeah.
Or Paul Hogan, who's into our view.
All right, that's another point for Aaron.
Nope.
For monster targeting priority. Targeting just give Sean 5 to start with.
Yes!
Aaron 1. Anyways, who wants to roll for the first day?
I've rolled like garbage. You don't
What are we
Me
rolling for?
too.
Survival point check. This is how much it costs to get to your first segment.
So, just a quick reminder
Yeah.
here. Do we spend points out of the survival pool as though it's the general pool to pass this ability?
Or is it the number that we
There's
roll?
a survival cost for every day. And if you fail a cost, there will be a survival test as you run into something bad. So you need a 4 or better, basically, let's see here.
Because, you said a D6
Yeah.
minus 1.
Well,
which-
there's a
plus
survival
1.
cost for each segment, which is a D6 plus 1. That's just attrition.
Okay.
So we just
You roll
and
low.
it's-
The first
So
day you will
Aaron
not
is
have
the
to
one
make a
we wanna
survival
roll.
test.
You don't
because
want to
you're gonna run
start
into
rolling
anything.
high.
So the first day will just be smooth. So,
All right. I'll go first. Whatever.
Yeah.
3.
3. So you lose 3. Oh, plus 1. Is that
No.
included? Oh, that includes.
I did the
plus
math for
1.
you.
Yeah,
All right.
it's done.
So you lose 3 points of survival. You get through the first day. It's super hot, super dry, but you have 3 trucks and you make good time. So David, Professor Dodge, tells you that you can go near Dingo Falls to get some water, so you can get those 3 points back by filling up there. But that's where you've heard the stories about Buckley's ghost.
What?
Ghost? Yeah. Well, remember? You
Yeah,
heard-
it was a ghost story.
Yeah.
It was.
Buckley's ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that actually I spoiled for you. I don't know his name was.
I'm done with these CDs.
Yeah.
If you want them, happy birthday.
So you can go there if you
Turns out
want,
there was a gas leak by the train.
and stay for your second day. You could stop there and refresh your canteens and get 3 points back at the end of your second segment, but then you will have to deal with him or whatever's there. So
So
okay.
Is his ghost in a house that's nearby, or
You
is
don't
it
know.
just with
Well,
the
no,
walls?
it's somebody who can't near the actual water.
So Buckley's ghost is like a lady in the water type thing.
As far as you can tell, the stories that you've only heard one good story about it, and so you can deal with
I'll
that.
take the point. And his ghost can be heard as it floats along the billabong.
Mark down that Bill hath gained a.
No, go on fire.
I'll take one because
Yeah,
I'm
Fair
already
enough.
done.
Yes,
fair enough.
Better you than me.
Whatever.
So, do you want to just get the on date? So, yeah. The choices are to bypass it and just continue on.
And thirst to death.
Well,
Not
it's
necessarily.
Or get dysentery in
Okay.
contaminated water.
No, we know it to be clean water. That
No,
was the rumor.
no,
that we
that's
got
the
into.
clean water, but there's no more clean water after, is what I've heard.
well, you can always find small, especially with geology tests and things like that. There are ways to find.
Yeah.
There are other sources of
Yeah.
water out there.
So
Go on peyote
okay.
run.
There
Drink
are
the blood
So
of kangaroos.
we are a little bit
That needs to be
we're a
point
little bit
roster.
shy of 4 points per leg, considering there are 12 legs. So we spent under the average on the first leg. So why? I mean, from a strictly mechanistic standpoint, why blunder into something that's going to cost our other
I
resources?
agree. I don't
when
want to
we're
stop here.
already right around average.
Yeah, so
I don't
I would
understand
rather
it.
bypass it in case,
Let's go.
possession
Fragmentism,
or
go.
Okay.
We're going to leave what
We
Ross has
bypass
probably
the
carefully
werewolf
planned for.
ghost encounter.
This is actually in the fucking book, alright? I just, for the record, the whole thing about Buckley's
So
ghost.
Glancy didn't bolt this on for you.
No, it's the whole thing. There's a whole thing, but it's your choice. So, yeah. Alright, so this will be a... so go ahead and roll for day 2.
What?
Well, it's
We're on day 2 already?
Yeah.
Nothing happened on
Also 3.
Alright. Now this will be your first survival test. So the terrain is obviously very rough. So this will be a... someone will need to make a sense trouble check. So one person...
I'll do it. I have the cherry thing.
Okay.
So I will spend 3.
Okay.
I will get 4.
Okay. So it was a 5. And...
Jerk. Good jerk.
Yeah. So as you're bedding down at the end of day 2, you actually while you're asleep in day 2,
We're attacked
everyone
by a
roll a d6. You're all sleeping close to each other, so
Now I roll a 6.
2.
3.
3.
2.
Fuck.
Jaguar.
That's what's going to happen.
Unfortunately, Sean, everyone was bunking near each other, so you didn't notice in time that there's this snake that curls up on poor
Yeah.
Lydia because of her body warmth. So you wake up. Now give me a stability check.
Because in Australia, every frickin' snake is probably
This is not to
poisonous.
lose stability. This is to avoid panic.
Remember,
Venomous, actually.
9 of the
Come
10
on.
most venomous snakes in the world live in Australia.
One of
However,
which-
Will 4 do it?
9 of the
yeah,
top
I will allow
9
a
most
4.
venomous
Thank
snakes
you.
in
It's
the
like,
world.
oh.
live in
Okay, so
Australia.
here's what you wake up to. There's scales on your face, and you freeze, and you realize there's a snake sleeping
In my
on you.
She doesn't think it's an Aveeno commercial?
No. Remember to so it's you can't tell how large it is.
Nope.
but
Chuck Testa.
yeah, it's fairly large. So you sort of mutter. Yeah. So everyone else can give me a sense trouble check.
I will spend 2.
Nerd.
And I will roll a 1.
Wave a hand like that.
It's been 3
Okay.
for 5.
All right. With a 5.
What was the
What was the
difficulty?
difficulty?
Is the highest one is the one
I
he
have 5.
hears. All right. Anyone who 5, so you can hear it.
But what was the difficulty? I also have the cherry.
I'll say 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
get a point.
Both of you look over, and you can see Lydia's eyes bugged open as there is a large snake on her face.
Shoot it.
And it is just draped over her.
Shoot it. Shoot it.
It seems to be 5 or 6 feet long.
Doesn't count
brown.
if you kill me.
Shoot it.
And You could spend an action to wake David Dodge up. He would know how to deal with it.
Or aren't we just going to get something long and pointy and flick it off of her?
Well, that is also an action. That
But
you
it
could try.
might bite her.
Yes,
before.
that would be an athletics check
we might
or a
want-
weapons check.
Okay.
I use weapons.
Yeah.
I'll
Grab a
spin my
Well,
extra
both of you two realize you both look and you both sort of get up a little bit and you can see each other are
I'm going to
awake.
grab this stick right here.
Well,
I had the extra point I just got from my pool I can spend on athletics.
Okay, you go first. I'm going to just in case whatever
I also
you
have
do doesn't
10 in
work.
athletics, so...
That's great. I don't know about it.
It's like you can all
The
go
snake
carefully
starts
wrong.
slithering a little
It
bit.
will.
You should be quiet.
Yeah.
I'll spend my bonus point and 2 more.
Actually, has Aaron made a stability
for a
check?
4.
yes, I have.
Okay, for a 4, that will probably get it. The snake will have a chance to freak out. So, Aaron, I'll let you roll
freak
this
out.
on a 1 on a d6. It will then try to attack you. So there will be 2 rolls. So first roll a d6.
You're fine.
Yeah, you flick it off. It starts slithering off.
Towards...
Yeah. The outback, away from the people. It's not.
You know, Lydia, snakes are a primal fear of mankind. It's almost wired into our DNA.
For a reason.
Did
I'm
any of
just
you have
chatting with her
outdoors?
as they're,
So
When
it's
you
not.
when you want a boa, next time go for the feather kind.
what he said.
Anybody with outdoors can automatically recognize it. You don't have to make a
Did
point
I
spin.
see
Don't
it?
you?
I guess you could wake up.
No.
So you see it was a tiger snake. Highly
That's bad.
poisonous.
Venomous.
Deadly.
Yeah.
Venomous.
Venomous.
Venomous, sorry. Yes,
Venomous.
sorry.
Anne was impressed that you got it right last time, so you
Yeah,
should
I'm
keep up
sorry.
the
I'm
press.
sorry. So yeah, that was.
I'm sleeping in the truck.
Oh, you think you'll be safe from snakes in a truck?
No,
They can
because
crawl
they're gonna.
up.
It's like they can crawl
Indians
up,
are
but
warm. Yeah.
the greatest
A
the great-
1920s truck. You think is safer than sleeping on the ground?
So if it's gonna go back to something warm, it's gonna go back to your group.
Or
So-
the engine that has been running all day?
So
It's not running now.
I'll
Anyways,
bring now, and it's cold night. Good night.
Diesel.
It's the morning.
Why didn't we bring
You're not
tents?
sleeping anymore.
What?
With all of our gear, we didn't bring tents to sleep in?
Why wouldn't we build a sherm?
the snakes can get in either way.
Yeah.
So they're not impermeable.
In the future, though, we should build sherms around the camp.
What are sherms?
It's a African bushmen do it. They build it around a camp. It's like a bunch of thorny bushes.
I don't
Desert.
think it took a long time to build.
Yeah.
That's probably
No, they don't take that long.
Well, where would we get the thorny bushes?
You would have brought the material along with you.
Yeah. Well,
So we couldn't finagle camels, but we brought along.
Tumbleweeds.
yeah, tumbleweed, apparently. All right. So you continue on. So let's see. You already rolled for day 2.
I did.
So on day 3, as you're traveling through, you see a small fire in the distance.
Middle
Ignoring it.
distance.
Middling. It's hard to tell. Everything's super flat out here, or very deserty. So do you
Super
go over
flat,
to investigate, or do you ignore it?
Actually, could we have preparedness to have a set of binoculars?
Actually, no. You can have that for free. It looks like a single. You see a guy waving out at you. Looks dressed in
Hey.
Western clothing.
Hey guys.
We leave him to die and continue on.
Okay.
No, it's bad. It'll be bad. Western clothing. Penhew was Western. From my notes.
Hitler ate sugar.
Yeah, there's a chance it might not be Mussolini. Granted, it could be a sympathy
Actually,
monster.
I will say you also see he has a camel tied up to a nearby.
Ooh.
You want that camel?
we shoot the camel from a distance and leave him to rot. That way he can't follow
Wait,
us.
There's no evidence to this point that he is a cultist.
Fine. You go over and investigate, Aaron.
Fine, I'll take my truck and go over.
I will go with you.
No, just take a bike.
We'll take the bike.
So you're unstrapping the bike and then taking.
No, we're
Okay.
fucking taking a truck.
All right. So you drive up to him. He goes over.
I dare say
Can
you're here
only
to
end
inquire
in
about the
sadness.
plague in Concudgery.
No. Well, howdy. I'm just Jim. I'm a prospector.
Wait, the guy that was distressed, screaming help, is just saying howdy?
Well, he's
He
waving
wasn't
out.
screaming. He was just waving.
Yeah, he's waving. He's like,
Too far away to.
Yeah. He was too far away to scream.
Maybe he's just lonely.
Yeah.
So what?
He is like, it doesn't see much
We have a
traffic.
neighbor like that. We should just leave him and walk away.
Scrubby don't find much companionship out here in the outback.
Of
course it's Shank or me, Shanks.
In the outback? I guess kangaroos are pretty tough.
So yeah, as a prospector, he makes some small talk. Says he's I'm leaving the area. I was east of here, but I'm moving my way back to civilization a little, at least a little closer. It's weird out there. Strange things are happening. I don't like it.
It's weird out there.
What are you talking about weird?
There's been some earthquakes. I didn't think we were ground shaking. I don't know.
Australia's in the middle of its own tectonic plate.
Well, that's what I thought too. It was very solid tectonically speaking.
He would know that as a prospector. He mines. He knows about the ground.
There's also the bat swarms. I mean, out in the middle of nowhere, just flying overhead at night. It's
as it happens, we're weirdness exterminators.
Wait, was he
We got
from a
called in
geologist
by
who fought
the
sharks?
Weirdness
yes.
exterminators.
yes, whatever. We totally are.
I'm getting
Hey, you got a bad case of the
feeling
weird
about
up
this
in
place.
here.
You
Let me
guys-
spray.
If you're heading out east, I'd avoid you to. I'd advise you to avoid it. Yeah, it's not good anymore. There's no gold or anything. At least this far out.
Well, we're more on an academic expedition, sir.
Oh, I guess that makes sense with the ladies and you have good equipment and everything. You can't get fancy university funded. No money for the working
You
man.
don't know how university funding works, do you?
No.
Don't hold with that kind of thing.
Of course not. He's a minor. Why would he? He's an autodidact.
He didn't go to the School of Mines.
Yeah.
He should get a point.
That has nothing to do with Australia. It's 100 miles up the road.
It's a bad pun, though, so you should get a point.
Is it even really a pun? I mean...
But I'd say there are a couple. If you go a little, you've got a little north. There's some local people who are pretty friendly. You get some water from them. You top off your tanks or whatnot. Just give them gifts. Be nice. They get kind of shy, especially large groups. There's some jackasses have shot at them in the past, but it's
kind of hard for them to hold the guns and bows.
Don't mind him. He's got a touch of heat stroke.
Yeah, no, I can tell. Yeah, he's affected by it.
So it's one of the indigenous.
The truck's still
Yeah.
refrigerated air.
Tribesmen. They're friendly as long as you're hold your hands up and make sure you show them you're not going to shoot them or anything. They like gifts. They like tobacco.
I can help with that.
Yeah.
I got plenty of Havanas.
We all can. It's the 20s.
Yeah, you all smoke like chimneys because it's good for you. That's what the doctor says.
Good for my speech impediment. No.
It's just a prospector. So if you want to talk to him.
Cost us nothing, gained us information.
Yeah.
I call it a
Was he
win.
okay, or did he?
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's got Betsy, his camel.
Okay, so he's just moving around.
It's just lonely. It's just like he's been out there. Yeah.
He's lonely, but he's got his camel Betsy.
Yeah, he's civilized, believe it or not.
What, the camel wasn't
Don't you
Sheila?
remember sweet Betsy?
Why did I not go back to that?
You should. All right.
You
You want
across
to point?
the
You
big
get.
mountain with her lover Ike.
All right.
I called that one on myself, so.
No, you did. That ends the second day. So we're at day 3 now. So
Okay.
give me that.
All right. 4.
Nice.
Good for you. So,
Who's in charge of the survival rules?
although, I think if we wanted to stop over by the.
For what? Yeah, I mean...
That's the other thing. Yeah, it will take you 2 survival points to get to them. It is a detour, but you could refresh more.
Mhm.
Or
We could give them
press
her
on.
as a gift.
No,
Fuck.
Wow.
Just don't respond.
Yeah.
If you respond, you
Encourage it.
you treat it like it's actually a thing.
Yeah. You keep making those suggestions. I'm just going to have them do it in character. Everyone will just, you'll lose credit rating. Anyway, so do you want to take the detour or not?
I'm
It helped
for
us
it.
in the past.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go to the
Is
city.
anyone aside from Sean against it?
No, actually, I'm for this one.
Okay.
Oh, after you spent the last few minutes nodding your head vociferously. Well, you can't nod your head vociferously.
And it's shake,
Emphatically,
not nod.
No. Fair enough. We're highly indicating a negative affect towards this course of events.
But we're going.
That was out of character.
All right, so
though.
you go.
This is in character.
Did you mark up the 2 points?
I did.
Okay. So
On top of
you could see them in the distance,
Compelled it.
and somebody has anthropology, right?
Yes.
Yes, we both do. So.
All right, so with a point of anthropology, you can know how to approach them in a non-threatening manner, and
I'll
show
spend
that
mine.
you have gifts, and speak to them, communicate with them effectively.
And I can speak whatever whatever dialect they're speaking.
Well, you actually haven't spoken it before. You've read it before. And
I'm gonna 3PO
You can
this.
speak it as well as any white person in the 1920s.
That's what I'm saying.
can be
I'm gonna
expected
So
3PO
on
this.
on a scale of multicultural
Yeah.
to what made the red man red, how bad do we do?
You do okay. I mean, doing better than Margaret Mead. So
We're
I'll
at
say that.
Tatanka.
You're slightly above Margaret Mead. Okay, we'll put it at that level. So they agree. They let you. They say. They ask you what your purpose here is. Why are you? If you're going for gold, they can warn you. There's none to the east. Avoid there.
No, we're not here
Death.
for material gain. We're here for the greatest treasure, knowledge.
Oh, that's.
By that.
Like,
If,
you're stupider than
You
that.
have many weapons, though. Why do you have so many weapons if you are looking for knowledge?
We're warned that other people wanted the knowledge and might already have it.
Well, where we're going, they're
We don't
usually
need roads.
they're usually bandits.
Just
so-
say dingoes.
Oh, well, they tell you. Well, one of them, their spokesman, essentially says that.
I have a funny mental image.
Yeah, UN appointed. He.
Hi, I'm Billy Mays here for this Aboriginal tribe.
Wow.
That was my mental image. And it was Bill doing it too. So, it's perfect. Thank you.
As an aside, wasn't that pretty much a Cards Against Humanity combo?
Yeah, it probably was.
I'm sure they had Billy Mays in it. Yeah.
Oh, that part I'm sure
No,
of.
I think
It was
we
the
made that on New Year's Eve. So
Okay.
moving on.
He says, perhaps you could help us. If you, there is
Fight me or give me a quest.
a monster that has been troubling us, and perhaps
Is it a bat monster?
Does it look like a pig?
no.
is it called a gug?
No.
Is it larger than a bread box?
Yes. It is much larger than the box.
Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
It leaves strange tracks in the ground.
Are the tracks larger than a bread box?
Well,
Yes.
serious question.
What is a bread box anyway?
Does it
It is what it says on the box.
does it
It's a
fly or
box for
have
holding
any?
bread.
Does it have an odd eye?
I don't know. We've only seen its tracks. We have kept away from it, but it seems to be wandering or looking for something.
Does it appear to be quadrupedal, bipedal,
It's-
or multipedal?
We can show you that there are fresh tracks nearby.
Yes, if you wouldn't mind. So
Yeah. So you.
it's a gug.
I really want to kill a gug.
Have you found any of its scat as well?
No.
No, because it burned a hole in the
You
ground.
can learn a lot from scat.
You go do that.
Let's see.
Come on, man.
We're investigators. What? What was that, Ross?
So you go to the place that they show you, and the tracks that are themselves very unusual. You cannot even with outdoorsman, you cannot identify them. This looks like no creature.
What about occults? Do I remember any parapsychological accounts? Anything in Charles Fort about this?
Yes. With an occult spin, you remember stories of invisible demons that leave strange tracks in the ground, so that they were invisible but not tangible, and that they were quite lethal, and they came with the wind. They were their howling sounds. They were quite noisy creatures, even though you could barely see them or see them at all. The accounts are kind of muddled in that respect. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Parapsychological accounts are muddled?
yep.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Do they have an invisible touch? Do they take you in and that's what tears you apart?
No, but it is.
Really?
Can I find
Does Sean get a point for that?
Yeah, you should.
Genesis isn't really Australian. I don't know that I should get a point for Phil Collins reference.
Oh, here they are.
Yes, you should.
They are large, fresh tracks, each about 6 feet long.
That's a big foot.
The stride or the actual foot?
Monsters with big feet.
You can't tell. Each individual track is 6 feet long and several feet wide. So.
Oh, thanks for the water.
Nope.
Hope your guys are nomadic.
Nope.
So tempted to make one of those for a Halloween costume.
Each track seems to have 5 toes, but the tracks themselves are enormous. So whatever it is
Big.
Yeah, they also seem to start and end abruptly.
So it jumps or flies.
Or appears and
Yes, or any other.
I'm
number of
imagining a giant demon kangaroo with wings.
Well,
I'm sure that's it.
So they ask for your advice, and of what if you're so knowledgeable. We think that it is a monster from the Dreamtime, but perhaps you can from the father of all bats, because many of our own people have gone over to worship the sand bat, and
That's a bummer.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
What kind of incentives package is the Sandman offering?
You do not know. They go off to the east. Perhaps this demon is their pet or their master. We do not know. We're staying away from it. It seems to keep looking for something, patrolling an area. So
Fuck it. We'll
Yeah.
correlate some contents.
Okay.
Do I get the feeling a Cthulhu Mythos spin will give me anything on this?
you actually have to get more evidence. You do actually for
Would
free.
evidence
I would say.
collection help us gather more evidence for us?
You do for free. I'll say gathering for a 0 point spin. You do remember stories about this great city beneath the sands. You remember something with them about the inhabitants of the city sealed up something long ago, an enemy or a race that they went to war with. That and perhaps certainly if somebody opened up the great city. Maybe let those things out.
That hasn't
White
happened yet.
Martians are back.
Yeah. So there is that. So if you want the help, if you want to get, at this point you could talk to the indigenous people and try and get help from them. Like, hey, can you show us where water is? Something like that. That would require point spends. To either bargain or to, something like that. Bargain be allowed. Preparedness, you can make a spend of preparedness to just give them tobacco or whatever. It'd be a spend. You don't have to roll anything.
I'll do it.
Okay.
1 point of preparedness. Smoke them if you
You
got
can
them.
spend up to 4. So how much are you spending total?
1.
Okay. Is anybody else spending any preparedness?
I
I could-
add to that.
Okay, so that you can. It's up to 4 preparedness.
I'll add one.
Okay, so that's 4. So with 4, you get 2 points of survival back. Thank you for your gift. They give you some gifts of their own, and they show you where a water hole is, so you can
Somebody's poison the water hole.
Yeah. So you can give them advice if you want, but they tell you about the tracks. They are.
What advice could I possibly give them at this point?
Could another occult spend actually tap into any kind of knowledge of wards or anything else that could be used against these?
That is a good question. Let's see here.
There's a symbol that they hate. Why? We don't know.
Just put it everywhere.
It's fine.
Doesn't protect against snakes. Damn it.
Snakes are no respecters of the elder sign.
Why did it have to be snakes?
Yeah.
Actually, that's the one continent Indy's not been on.
Yeah.
Is Australia.
They should cover that.
And
in
Antarctica.
Antarctica. That's a place.
You can give them some information. One is you could probably if you could tell them what you see. Their big problem right now is they don't understand what it's looking for, what its motivation is. If they understood what
Neither do we.
well, do you? You've been given some clues about them, and you can try and interpret them. You've been given some information about these things.
And basically just told to put that thing back where it came from.
Yeah.
Well, so okay,
Yeah.
Well,
fine. We'll rub our plot on their plot.
You have to actually interpret it. You have to explain what are you telling them.
Actually, could we just give them that thing? Because
What the?
Wait, our mirror thing?
You could also
No, that would be worse.
Are you talking about the
Because-
celestial periscope?
Because the flying polyps hate the great race, and so if you brain port a Yippie in here, the polyp will be like, "Oh, you're so delicious."
but that will distract it from us.
That doesn't matter.
No, that just makes them an even bigger target.
I wish I could follow my own advice and just learn to ignore some suggestions.
So yeah.
So yeah. Well, here's what we think.
Okay, and what is that? You
What do
actually-
you think?
I don't know. I'm still trying to piece it together myself.
Okay,
So-
well, why don't you list what clues you do have?
Okay. We're pretty sure this was something that was sealed in the city by the people that formerly lived there.
Yeah. You forgetting what Mrs. Hayes told you?
Yes, I am. Would you be so kind as to remind me?
Okay. She told you. Let's see here. You asked her about those creatures, and she said that they would.
You did?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we did obliquely, but I just can't remember her saying anything useful.
She said that they were probably not working. They were working on their opportunists. They were just going to do their own thing. They were not.
Yeah, you can see how that doesn't sound super helpful.
Well, you know that they're not working with the cultists, whoever's in the city.
Oh, they think it's with the sandbat, and we can
Yeah.
tell them that no, it's not.
Yes.
Okay.
Because reasons.
There we go. So, well, in that case, they know.
So,
Yeah.
you should rest sleepfully because this is not of the thing.
You
that's
also know that there
stealing
is a weapon that
humans.
exists out there that can be used to hurt them.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. You don't know if the indigenous people would have access to that thing, but you
But if we're on our way back and we happen to have one in
well, you
reserve,
can at least tell them. Maybe they
That's
do
true.
know where one is.
Oh, that's
Describe
a good
it.
idea.
Describe
Yeah.
it and
Yeah.
see what.
Oh, they say
So we
one of
have
their
the sketch.
yeah
don't we?
yeah you do have the
Sure.
sketch.
Oh yeah.
There is an elder who has seen
Here,
one
look
of
at
these
this
before.
piece of paper.
Yes. Okay.
They say,
No,
"Oh, you
no,
are
no.
truly wise. You do know the secrets of the past." There is such a weapon. It was found in a skeleton in the mountain, far away from
in
here. But we can
a
send our
skeleton?
hunters, huh?
It was found in a skeleton?
Yeah, among a skeleton, like the skeleton
Used
was
to a
twisted.
Prepositions are hard in translation.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah.
happening here.
There was a skeleton, and there was that.
Or that's very ominous. So, one way or the other.
So they say, "Oh, well, we can send our hunters out, and they can go and fetch it for us."
Sounds great.
Yeah, so that will take.
So, I'm just curious, what seems to be attracting this thing? Like, is there any discernible pattern to its attacks?
It seems to be roaming like a hunter would, looking for prey.
But it hasn't attacked any of you.
So, we could go all Judas Scout on it.
Perhaps if you had, if you explained the principle of a Judas code, yes, and yes, if you had,
I suggest him.
yes.
See, other people can do it too, Sean.
Yes.
What's a Judas go?
Hey, go eat this guy instead of us.
Ross is already doing that, though, at the pool. So,
It's true.
yeah, you're not really making
Actually,
a
a Judas goat is that's just a scapegoat. A Judas goat would be
Yeah.
using the goat to find all the others and then
Yeah.
kill it. So it's
Yeah,
actually
it's
the opposite of a
a
Judas goat.
bad use
Oh,
of
so
terms.
that's
Anyway.
so we just
The
redo
Judas
up
goat
with
was
the-
what they did on the
On the
Galapagos
island,
Island.
yeah.
They put a radio tracker
Transmitter
on
the one.
on a goat, and then that goat would find all the other goats, and then they would kill all the other goats and let the Judas goat get so they could kill all the goats on the island. So
They were having a goat problem
yeah, because they were eating
because colonialism.
because they were eating tortoise eggs and that kind of thing. So they were
I don't think
killing.
it was the eggs. They were eating like the
Yeah.
habitat. But,
Yeah.
Goats eat everything.
Well, yeah.
So they were just invasive species.
Thanks, Radio
Invasive
Lab.
species is invasive. So you have that information now.
So you could pretend
and
to
you
be a
help them.
cultist and
Let's,
we could send you
let's
on to
honeypot
stick.
the flying polyp.
Yeah. So you could
I don't even know
lure it
how
away.
that would work.
I don't know. That sounds wrong in every way.
I know. It sounded so great in my head. I had to say
Honey
it out
Pot
loud.
of the Flying Polyp. That sounds like a good band name.
They also there's the other thing they do mention.
It's a Toad the Wet Sprocket.
They ask you if
tribute
you're
band.
connected to the other group of white men that went to the east, but they all died. One of our hunters saw a great pile of corpses.
How long ago?
A year or so ago. He actually, from his description, you can't know if that's the site that you're going to, but it sounds close. In
Yeah.
the same neighborhood.
I wonder if we can pull an Oregon Trail and view the previous players' gravestones and hopefully get some stuff out of their caravan.
Possibly, you could.
And
Thanks.
find out that they died from dysentery.
Thanks, pepperoni and cheese.
Also,
So you get some information from them. You got some
and
survival
also
back.
water.
Yeah.
I fought Cthulhu and my oxen died.
How long do they think it would take the hunters to go get the special thing?
They have no
Few
idea
weeks.
how long it takes to go to
Okay,
the
a few
specimen.
weeks.
Yeah. It's a
Oh.
long.
Well, on our way
Okay.
back, let
Then
us
when
know.
you explain the concept of weeks, they
How
know.
many days?
Yeah.
How many days? This many?
How many
Yeah.
day cycles, citizen?
How many
Yeah.
moons?
Yeah, it is. You eventually figure out. Yeah, several weeks. It is quite a ways away.
Okay, not worth waiting for then.
Yeah.
No.
No, and they said they know where it is, and you just told them they could kill this thing. They want to keep
But
it
they
for
don't know how
themselves.
to use it.
I would assume you explain it to them.
Here's some instructions.
Otherwise,
Okay.
because they would ask you, "Are you just going to say, do you know how to use this?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I would say.
There are others
well,
probably. We believe that it looks like some of our hunters that long ago ventured in there below the ground to see the demon city, and it looks like to be from there. Perhaps if you were going there, you could find many.
Yeah. If we're headed back this way and have an extra one, we'll stop and we'll make a deal.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. It's back. It's great.
Tell you how to use your sky stick.
Yes.
We know how to use the sky stick.
So you continue on.
Yep.
And if you're going to some more.
So-
yeah.
The great big pile of corpses.
Yeah.
Was it actually there, or did they see it in the city, or outside?
It was
the city?
above ground.
Okay.
Further on.
They had machines. They had
Would we have
trucks.
to detour, or was it actually there?
It sounds like it's in the right neighborhood, but again,
Because
their navigation system is sort of hard to.
there are machines.
Yeah.
Are they perhaps
Like yours.
heavy machines?
Yes.
Anything that looks like this, and I draw a picture of an airplane.
Could we perchance
Maybe.
operate these heavy machines?
Yes.
What are you getting at, Bill?
Operate heavy machinery is what Bill's
Oh.
Yes. That's just me.
Skill's not here, Bill. Move on.
I have mechanical repair. It'll do in a pinch.
Yeah. So you continue on after you say goodbye with your new friends. I do warn you. Anybody you see east of here is going to be worshiping the sandbat. And you
Weird. That's what they said in the last camp.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
They just told us about a werewolf ghost.
Yep.
Ghost wolf.
Vampire.
All right. So that's day 3. Just
Oh,
more.
can I ask them real fast if there's sorry.
More questions for the
One quick
NPCs.
question. The people that worship the sandbat, is there any special greeting they have or way they recognize each other?
How you doing?
Yes. They often paint or
about their
carve their symbol on themselves. They can usually see it as a sign of faith. They're the only ones who carry clubs with bat teeth on them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we got one of those
one of
already.
those.
Yeah.
What's the symbol?
it's the one that we had on the chest beforehand.
Oh.
No,
that was the bloated woman.
Oh, okay. So,
Besides, if we can paint instead of cut, that'd be fun.
Well, you're supposed to cut. It's only.
We're trial members.
Yeah.
Our 3 month's not up yet.
We'll paint it in wallaby blood.
have you registered your sanity yet?
It's. They show you one of the elders draws it in the dirt.
Stay.
Is there a picture of us?
I am looking to see if there is a picture.
I'm going to draw a sketch of what he draws on.
All of these.
You take note of it, so you will all recognize the symbol of the cult of the bat sand, or the sand bat.
Where is this symbol drawn on them?
The chestal region.
Same as before?
Yeah.
It looks like an oval with a giant bat in the middle.
Here it is. It is actually this.
Oh, it's a reindeer.
Yeah. That's a
Rudolph
bat.
the
That's a bat
red-nosed
wings.
sandbat.
It's cave bat.
Rudolph the red-eyed sandbat. Had a demonic thirst.
So you recognize it.
Have you ever heard the H.P. Lovecraft Society Christmas songs that are done? Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so let's begin day 4. Let's give me that.
Oh,
That's an expensive
it
bit.
had to happen eventually.
Yeah.
7.
I don't suppose it had to. Gamblers
But
fallacy.
law of averages, so.
Yeah.
No such thing.
No,
That's not how statistics
it's not.
work.
No.
Next try.
Let's see here.
You've been outvoted by the world.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you'll notice how I immediately cited before that the actual
I will
statistical
also
property
say-
that rendered your
Fine!
popular conception of incorrectly how statistics work.
Anyway,
I am.
Bill, Eric. Anyway, one other benefit that they told you is they explained the path that they sort of noticed that the creature was taking, so you can avoid that. So I'll say
Yay.
that was already counted and taken into effect.
is it moving in a serpentine fashion? Or?
Sort of a wide spiraling, sort of like.
Damn it.
Can it not see the falconer?
Yeah, no, it isn't.
So it looks like something out of a Yeats poem.
Yes.
I got there first.
Yeah, he did. Let's see here. Everyone give me a
Stability check.
sense struggle check.
I'll spend 2
I sense nothing.
and get 5. What was
I
that?
won't.
6.
6.
I made it.
Yes, it's very difficult.
Yay. Good job, Aaron.
Because you're getting more hilly and rocky territory, so your sight lines aren't quite as broad, and you're actually getting in an area with more underbrush. Aaron, so who got a 6?
I did.
All right, so you're the only one who notices there is a smoke above that you can see. Actually, it looks kind of just around the. Oh God, there's a brush fire.
Signaled the traps of the lead.
Brush fire.
Beep, beep.
So the flames reach 30 feet into the air.
Wow.
You are kind of going in a small canyon at the point right now because this is a faster route. So you're like, yeah, why not?
Should have taken that left turn.
Who are the 3 drivers?
I am.
I am
Because I was one.
Okay, so you're all 3 driving.
large driving pool.
Well,
You rotate. You drive at different times.
Yeah.
So like David and the NPCs also drive as well, but you take time. So
this looked like a dangerous area, so we had the people.
yeah,
Who actually know how to drive.
we had player characters to give them agency instead of making this a cutscene. All right, so each of the drivers will have to make a driving check. Those of you who are passengers, what truck are you in?
I'll be
I'm in Anne's truck.
You're in Anne's truck,
That's
okay?
what I said.
You can both be in Anne's truck.
Okay.
It's a big
Okay.
truck.
Everybody wants to be with Margot because Margot
she
is a
makes thoughtful
badass.
decisions.
All right.
She thinks
Margot
before
is a stone cold, iron-hearted badass.
So passengers in Marco's truck can both one of you can make a sense trouble check to basically look
I
around.
sense nothing.
Well, to look around back and try and help guide her, like, back up this way. Don't look. Oh, wait, watch out. You're about to hit a rock or something like that. So you can do that as well since you failed.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll spend 2.
Hopefully have something in your cherry pool. Cherry pool.
4.
4, you make it right on the dot.
Okay.
So you get a +1 on your driving check.
Yay.
So each of you needs to make a driving check. All
I will spend 2.
right. You really want to make
I
it?
get 5.
I will spend 3.
Okay.
5.
5.
You got a 3 total? Okay. You two start backing up, doing 3-point turns to get out. And you realize there are 2 routes you can do. You first have a choice. You could try and go through the brush fire because it looks very fast, very tall, but very thin, and just hope for the best. Or you could try and back up and hit to a nearby dry
Yes.
lake bed.
You're making this too tempting for
I
me.
know. I am, aren't I? So you have 2 choices with that. So
Would there be another driving test to go through?
you have to make a driving test. You can just sit there and let the fire eat you. That's the one choice that does not involve
No.
driving.
I mean, is there a... Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to drive through it or away from
I'll
it.
drive through it.
Before we do that, would we actually be sacrificing a resource in order to go through the safer route?
You don't know. It's kind of like, oh shit, you didn't plan for this. So you have to act without knowing all the
I
information.
am driving through the flames.
It does seem like driving through the lake bed would be the safer,
Both
slower
The fire
route.
and the flames?
So Aaron, what are you
Very
going to
nice.
do?
Carry on.
Very nice.
Driving back does seem like it would be this safer and
Meedly.
slower route.
So,
That's the sound the guitars make.
he's going through the fire. We shouldn't split up the caravan.
Okay, so you're going through the fire.
Yes.
All right, Anne, what about you?
Can I wait a moment and see what happens when they go through the fire?
You can.
That seems totally reasonable.
In fact, I would say that's what happens. So your next driving check is going to be harder because you paralyze, like, oh shit, what do I do? And these 2 maniacs just gun the engines and barrel through you. All right.
I will spend...
Both of you make one more driving check to get
I
through
will
the fire.
spend 3 and get 5.
Okay.
Spending
I
3.
am nothing if not consistent.
6.
6? All right. Both of you. Only.
Darlington's no fear.
You
Except
both
for
get
snakes.
through the fire with
Yeah.
your car. Your tires don't blow any. Your trucks don't blow any tires, which is a miracle. Which is great. You're both side by side practically. It's Too Fast, Too Furious.
It's okay. We bought some extra tires back at Fort Laramie.
So both of you, but both of you do have some of the Dodges in Aaron's truck, and the red shirts are in your truck, and they all yell, "Oh crap! Stop
I
the
see how
truck!"
it is. You had no confidence in me, so you put the red shirts in my truck.
So
It's okay, Gene. We made it.
Okay, so if you're Professor Dodge, would you rather have the company of Lydia or the one-eyed detective?
That has a
the
point.
charming,
department is he
slightly
in
morose
again?
dilettante.
Archaeology. Anyways,
They tend to be horny old bastards. So.
yeah. So you both
Who doesn't?
need to make athletic
History
checks
department.
to help put out the fires because there are a couple small fires along the truck. It's you have a lot of canvas and flammable materials.
What are we doing?
5.
Athletics
Oh, I
to
will.
put out the fires.
I will put 4 into that and get a 7.
All right,
And I get a 5, so.
all right. Both of you only lose. That's only 1 each per truck. A survival pool loss.
No, so
Could have been
All
worse.
right, so Anne, they seem to get through it. You don't hear any explosions or screams. You can't see them because fire. So what's your decision? You two can both spot for her, or one of you can spot. If one of you fails, the other one can spot.
Come on,
Actually,
you
have a
sissy
different
Americans.
plan.
Okay.
So these are trucks from the 20s, so their
Yeah.
construction is super rough and ready.
Yeah.
So can I spend some? Can I make a mechanical repair roll to screw with the choke and goose the engine to get us through faster?
Sure.
And it's diesel, so it doesn't combust. It only combusts under compression, so this would be no more dangerous in the fire.
Okay. But if you screw it up, the engine will probably stall out.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll spend 4. I want it to happen.
He starts messing with the
5.
engine. All right.
It's a good thing you spent 4.
All right.
I know.
All right, Melissa, you can give me a +1. All right, what's your decision? Are you going to go forward or back?
Well, he just was doing it so that I could go forward.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
you can go
you
faster
can drive
either way.
across the lake bed faster too.
You
but
can back up
if you've
faster.
got
too.
extra speed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
backing up to get
Yeah.
to the lake bed and get out of the way, or go through it.
I'll go through the
so
fire.
scared.
All right, all right, Melissa.
Do you not have any sense trouble points?
Not left.
Well, I was trying to save some because everybody's spending theirs. I didn't get a 1.
You get a 1. Okay, nothing. Yeah, you're like, there's stuff.
No help,
Why
no
did
help.
I smoke?
Yeah, there's smoke
Fire's very
everywhere.
distracting.
Yeah.
You get a +1 from Bill.
Okay, and I will spend my last 2.
All right.
For
No,
the engine.
plus
The
3.
+3, yeah.
So 6.
6. All right. And Margo barrels through the fire and does a Tokyo
Just some
drift
good old
stop
boys.
right next to the other 2 trucks. And you see, oh yeah, your trucks caught fire several places, so all of you probably should give me an athletics check. Well,
Thank
those
you.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can jump out and help, can we?
You're
5.
putting back your other
Can't
one.
we just put red shirts on the fire?
They're helping you.
I was busy.
Yeah.
They're-
All right.
Despite what we
but
think,
2 of you
they're not
got
made of
success, right?
asbestos.
All right. Yeah, you're fine. Just 1 point of survival. And only minor burns. You get through it. It's that went as well as could be expected. So good job. In fact, the rush of survival, you all feel invigorated by. Everyone gets 1 point of stability.
Yay!
You're all at least latent thrill junkies at this point. So.
It's true.
I do
Wait,
have the drive
come
of
on.
attention.
At least latent. Like, you can be full on, no, I do this for the kicks. So,
I do it for the knowledge. But,
yeah.
yeah, I learned something.
good
That rocked.
you're not wrong. It did rock. Probably wouldn't want to try to repeat yourself. Repeat it.
Let's drive back there.
I'm allowed to.
Joking.
Maybe
Ring
not.
of
Joking.
fire. All right. So that ends the 4th day as you continue on. Yeah, 2 more days.
And on the 5th day,
3.
Okay. Well, as you make campfire,
Snakes.
well, after
Snakes
you
everywhere.
make campfire, actually, it's long in the night. You do set watches now and make sure there's
Did
now
you build a
snake
shrine?
patrol. No, not enough raw materials. And actually, you tried to, but then it all caught on fire, and you had to get rid of it.
That's
Yeah.
what burned.
Yeah,
Just that.
yeah,
Nothing else.
nothing else. Some canvas bags got singed, but you had all that extra. It coated it, protected it.
Yeah.
But everyone roll d6 seals on watch.
2.
5.
2.
5.
1, Margo, you're on watch.
Yes. I mean, not that it's not me, but of all the people we could want to have
If we
on
need something
watch,
shot, we're looking
You know,
towards you.
eventually she is going to die.
not true.
Maybe not in this campaign. Yeah.
Ross.
So
well, even if she dies in this campaign,
I don't know.
she'll live on in
you
other
keep
games
jumping
forever.
forward to take all those arrows for the
Yeah.
other characters. So give me a sense trouble check.
I'll add 2. So 5.
5.
2.
In the
She's
distant,
the one on watch.
yeah, she's the one on watch. You're asleep. You're fine.
The eye is always
Everyone
awake.
can restore
The eye is
athletics.
always watching.
Well, actually, no. Everyone can restore 2 points of athletics because you get some,
Nice.
except for Margo. So
That's good. I only worse.
and 1 point of driving for the drivers,
Yeah.
Again,
Yes.
except Mario.
except Margo.
Just one point.
Yeah.
Oh.
You hear in the distance a odd sort of high frequency whistling sound, like a bomb, almost like yeah, something.
Man-made or
But then it starts rising up, and then it starts lowering down. Yeah.
like a UFO?
Well, you don't know what a UFO would be, but yeah, a little like that.
The broadcasters in your area, in association with other state and local agencies, have developed this test.
This is the
You
BBC
do remember,
evening
actually,
broadcast brought to you by...
The people that you talked to earlier, the indigenous people, talked about how the monster did make a sort of this
Oh, no.
loathsome whistling sound.
Oh, it's just Pete Townsend. Don't worry.
So,
Do I feel a breeze?
a slight breeze, yeah. It is the whistling sound is, well, it's hard to tell how far away it is. With 5, it's not close, but you can't tell exactly how far. out. And so, what do you do?
I don't know what to do against the invisible monster.
Do you have physics?
Physics?
You could determine
No.
Doppler effect of the sound.
Wow. All right, that's a point spent.
I do not.
You
have
could
physics,
wake the
so-
others.
Did
Weird.
they already get their rest? So it's
They're
not gonna
resting
get
right
taken
now.
away?
They're
Yes, they
sleeping
did.
right now.
Okay, then sure, I'll wake them.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
guys
want
got
them
your
to
points.
like not get their points.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
because
being
I
eaten by
woke them up.
monster, that's you need your points back. Yeah,
Just keep sleeping.
yeah.
Okay, guys, I heard this whistle.
Is it a snake?
Okay.
No.
Sounds like it could be the invisible monster.
It is. Everyone else gave me some trouble checking this point.
3.
6.
All right,
I'll spend
you definitely hear it.
5.
I'll spin 2. For 4.
Okay. Those are it's 4 or better. You can hear it in the distance. You can't tell if it's
Only you had a glass ear.
You don't know how this monster hunts exactly. Clearly, it's not sight.
Invisibly.
Well, you don't know what senses it uses. If it had sight, it would have seen your campfire long ago, and just because you're in the middle.
The references I was thinking to earlier when I spent the occult spin, was there any commonality amongst the attacks?
The victim died horribly. That was ripped apart. It seemed to. Let's see here.
Any non-obvious
Well, actually,
commonalities?
could we get any other knowledge off of one of our communal Cult of the Bat spins?
Oh.
Nope, because this is
This
not
isn't
a cult.
Cult of the Bat.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, I thought it was on the same bats.
No.
Okay.
No,
No, this
that's
is the
what we've
polyps.
that's what Ross helped us correlate earlier.
Oh, the
We've
polyps.
got
They're just here doing their own thing.
So you're some random other mythos creature.
no, not random.
They're quite bad.
Like,
Let's see.
There's definitely a point to them being here, but
Yeah.
it's very contextual.
It's you don't know much. You realize
But
you
I
can
know
you could all just stay up and just be as quiet as possible and hope for the best. You could try and lure it away by having somebody be the scapegoat.
Judas-goat.
Yeah, well, scapegoat.
We'll just make it a Judas goat.
No, because that's
No,
literally the
that's-
opposite
yeah.
of what a Judas
Yeah, that's not what we wanted
Yeah.
to
Bring it back to us.
We had this conversation already.
So
Well, red shirt number 1, it's been nice knowing you.
Yeah.
Pop.
you don't want a Judas goat.
Nope.
You do have the occult. You do have one of you learned an incantation. You don't know what it does. You could try and make
That would
use
be
of that.
me, right?
Yeah. You have no idea what it does.
But Ross is excited about you using it.
What the hell?
Okay.
That tends to be my
Are you
attitude.
seriously using it? Make sure you go like 50 feet away from us.
No, it's 100 yards away from us in the dark.
You need to be a speck on the horizon.
And you need to yell at us when you're doing it so we can cover our ears and go la 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 la.
Alright, I do all of that and do the incantation.
Okay, it's a stability.
Pip pip cheerio.
You need to roll a
Full
4
queen and
or
country.
better.
A 4 or better?
Yes.
I will spend 2 points.
a stability.
I know, I'm spending 2 points of stability,
Okay.
and I actually make the test. So 4.
Okay.
Test it.
So you begin meditating upon it. Yes. And
A man in a robe offering communion with the divine. Madness.
so
It's okay. The people who meet it together got it.
Yep.
you lose 3 stability.
For passing?
Yes.
Wow.
It's withering, isn't it?
Nope, it's not. You focus your mind
Better not
upon as you meditate upon the hypergeometry of the incantation, and your mind suddenly becomes you see better, and your mind becomes more perceptive, and you feel another presence reach out
An
and
invisible
contact.
touch.
Your mind is now linked to another mind. And you cannot at first understand it. You can only feel intent and emotion. So of course your fear, your nervousness of being at this creature that is near you, drawing nearer and nearer to you, the other mind senses. and it's you sense an exchange. It is offering an exchange. It will give you something to protect yourself in exchange for a service to be named later on.
Done.
All right.
This is not going to end.
But we get beautiful, juicy plot.
Yes,
Yeah.
the service, in terms of the protection, you realize your eye, you actually feel your other eye, the glass eye, and you realize you can trace a symbol that will ward off the thing, at least a few along your camp. But in exchange for this knowledge, you realize, the service you can't, that fades from your mind, almost immediately. But it can't be that bad. But yeah, you now know a way to protect your camp from this thing, to do that. So you can draw a certain sign. The only problem is it has to be sealed with blood. So it will take health.
Does it matter what type of blood?
It has to be from your species. It has to be from a thing.
So it can't be a species that's different than our species in resemblance?
We don't have any of those ready.
Do we have pigs around?
Really? There's no wallabies?
No, there aren't. They
That's the point, right?
Yeah. They have to be intelligent.
Are you saying wallabies aren't intelligent?
Not
Okay.
by the cogito ergo sum level of intelligence. So
Well, maybe you should figure
yeah.
out how much blood we're talking
I
about.
don't know.
Yeah, how
they
much-
know laundry
A
days is very
pint,
dangerous.
2 pints, a gallon?
it's a symbolic act. It will it's
A
only
drop.
a drop, but it will hurt a lot more than it should. So
Done. How many points?
1 point for now.
Fine.
So he comes back to the camp and he draws a symbol in the dirt. And he says, "We're fine."
Everything's fine.
I've seen weirder.
You have.
You've seen weirder.
I rearranged the ship with my mind.
And the whistling goes away.
All right.
So, yeah.
I am the great kazoo.
We kill you on the spot for that fact alone.
All right. So day 5, I think. Or did we just?
No, that was
We
day
roll
5.
for
That was day
Yeah.
5. This
Alright.
is day 6.
All right.
All right.
Day 6. Give me another test.
7.
Meow.
That's okay, because on the next day we get to rest.
All right. Does anybody have outdoorsmen left?
I did spend my money.
Okay.
Who would have
You could,
spent it?
you see some dust on the horizon. You should probably make a spend. Oh, there's going to be a sandstorm soon. You might want to, and you realize you probably need to.
Get in the truck.
Yes, bunker down and try and survive that. So with your spin, you don't have you stop your trucks before it starts, which is a good idea. So you
Didn't
tie
spend for
ropes.
those extra air filters.
Yeah, you tie ropes to each truck, so you know you won't get lost if you need to go to one to the other. You can just hold on to it like in a.
That is a very good call.
Yeah.
Getting really little house on the prairie out here.
And so, but the sun disappears as the sandstorm encompasses you. You think you hear the howling, the whistling. Is it coming nearer? Is it? Did it find you? Everyone, give me stability checks.
2.
5.
4.
2.
3.
It's 2 if you fail.
None if you don't.
None if you don't.
Yay.
And I'm down to 0 now.
Good.
Oh.
That means you take penalties.
No,
yeah.
it's
No.
negative.
Yeah. No, it starts at 0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I have at -1 and you become shaken. I don't
Yes.
know, 0.
But not stirred.
Nope.
It's.
Your stability ranges from 0 to 5. You are shaken. Can't spend points from your investigative abilities. Difficulty numbers
0 to
for all.
5 or 0 to
0 to
negative?
-5.
Okay.
0. Okay, I was supposed to say.
Because 0 to 5,
Yeah.
that'd be
Let's
a little
start that
harsh.
down.
No, that's a little high. So
Actually, I think you can still spend investigative abilities, but there's some sort of cost associated,
Okay.
which is to say it's in Ross's hands, so best of luck there.
I'll allow it outside of if you're in combat or some sort of stressful situation, you can't. But if you're not, you still can.
So you can.
Well, I mean, you can
Unless
make
you
spends in in general. You're more easily distracted. So it
What's
takes
up with
hours for the sandstorm to pass, and then it takes you an hour to get the trucks up and running again.
Which is to say, dig them out.
Dig them out.
They start just fine, as
Yeah.
long as there's not sand on the air intake. But moving,
Yeah.
that's a bitch.
Yes. So clearing yourselves out, you lose half a day through that. So
That's why it was expensive.
that's why it was expensive. But you managed to reach your destination or near it.
Drive 0.5 miles.
Yeah.
The destination will be on your left.
Turn left to certain doom.
Let's see.
You
Here.
have
You
reached your
actually.
destination.
You have reached
Your
your
final
Destination.
Let's see here. You realize you actually see. So you come to a turning point. You realize you could go north towards the coordinates Mackenzie gave you. That was Arthur McWhirr's campsite where you found the stone blocks. That's your final. The place you've been going to. But if you keep heading directly east, you see there are. Well, it seems like tire tracks. Looks like, and you see some discarded machines, like pieces of broken metal. You can't make it out at this distance.
Is the metal twisted?
You can't tell. It's half buried in the dirt or the sand. So it looks. David Dutch says it looks like there's a mining camp or something. I don't know.
Indeed.
Yes. So there's a mining camp, or you can go to the coordinates.
Opinions?
Judging from the indigenous people, it sounds like all the dead people were found at a mining camp.
Somebody's already covered the kill things, so maybe we can just take their stuff.
Loot the bodies. Always loot the bodies.
Well,
or
I'm gonna give
at
us
least
some
good proper
information.
burial. So.
Yeah. We already
Oh,
know
I'm
that.
sure after that sandstorm, they're
They've been buried.
very good ground.
This was some time ago. Their bodies are probably a little more than bones at this point. So,
That too.
so you're heading to the mining
Dingoes.
camp.
So
I'm cool.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It'll take you to survival. It is a detour from your coordinates. But huddled inside a 20-foot high rocky outcrop or a dozen or more tent shells, many stacks of crates, various long tubes and bits. There's a tiny shack with a large painted sign, or painted on it, explosives, on an undamaged small building with a mechanical gear secured on the top of it. An old Ford truck rests at the end of the row of tents, squashed and broken as though a giant had stepped on it.
Just like a Ford.
Obviously, 0 point geology. Yeah, this is a mining camp.
This is a mining camp.
That building with the gear on is probably a mine elevator.
That building with the gear on it is probably the mine elevator.
So as you step out, your boots crunch on something, and you look down. And you
Nope, I don't.
for the others,
resist that
bone
impulse.
meal for fertilizer.
yes, it is bone. And anybody with medicine or biology recognizes them as human bones. So
What if we don't have
no
medicine?
stability check. You're fine.
What if we don't have medicine? Can we just pretend they're wallaby bones?
You can pretend all you want. Nile ain't just a river in Egypt.
You can pretend in one hand.
So you can search. There are many. This is a place you can look around in. There are the
We
tents.
do that.
Well, who's going to look at what first? Like there are different things.
I'll
I
take a
will
look
look
at
at the crates.
All right, you're looking at the crates. What are you looking?
I'll take a look at the tents.
All right, so you're looking at the tents,
Elevator shaft.
elevator shaft.
What's left?
There's
Explosives.
around the camp. You can just look around in between the tents outside.
Really? You didn't go for the explosives?
Not the same character, Bill.
You have expressed, while playing this character, the desire to acquire explosives.
But
You
I
can
don't
make it-
have the skill.
Bill, you could look around outside making a geology spin.
Oh.
Figure out what they were mining for or looking for.
What were they mining for here?
Okay.
Gold!
Iridium. So let's see here.
Unobtainium.
Didn't we need plutonium for something?
No, it
Absurdium.
was
Plutonian drug.
Plutonium. It's
That's to
different
use
thing
the
entirely.
class of links.
like super heroin.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa, you actually see there are some discarded crates that are labeled dynamite.
Ooh.
Each crate would have had 48 sticks, but they're all empty.
That's probably for the best.
Day.
Yes.
But we can build things out of the crates.
And we can melt the metal down for bullets from the nails.
Where were you looking at?
That's elaborate. Do you have bullet molds?
All the tents
We can make
are
one.
mostly savagely torn apart.
You know, there's
But one
nails are
has
iron,
been carefully
bullets
sewn
are
back
lead.
together and looks recently lived in.
Okay.
Within a matter of weeks, months.
How would you tell? I mean, it looks like someone's still living here.
So, it's like, it doesn't look like there's recently. Are there any other articles inside the tent?
Yeah. Food, matches, clothing,
So it
kerosene,
looks like days or
household
hours.
items.
Yeah, days or hours. So somebody is still here. As
Yes.
far as we can tell.
And you're looking at the...
It's a
Looking into the
expedition.
elevator shaft.
Yeah, there's a small wooden frame building, and you can tell there's an engine that they've set up to move the elevator up and down. The light, you shine your flashlight down. It is very deep. You could try to get the engine going again. Looks like the elevator is poised at the top of the shaft, so you can't see much further down because the elevator sort of blocking most. You can just see in between the elevator and the shaft. So it looks deep. So, but it looks like it's in.
Anything in the elevator?
No.
Car itself?
Hmm.
Any footprints in the sand and dust that's in the elevator shaft that would have blown in?
You can give me a sense trouble check. Or actually, do you have geology?
Nope.
Okay.
3.
So no.
It looks fine as far as you can tell. It looks like it. Like I said, the engine still looks functional. So you could try and get it working together. What were you looking at, Ann?
Just around the camp.
You find a set of tracks that start and end abruptly, as though, and they're very 6 feet long, very
big.
So I recognize these tracks.
Yes, you do. You can't tell how old they are. It doesn't look like there's been any sandstorms here. So these tracks, with your outdoorsman, you realize could be very old or very recent. It's just hard to tell. You also see there's a dingo just down at the end of the... Yes, a dingo. It looks at you, and then it sort of cocks its head and just kind of walks, sort of... Not sure what it's...
Okay, Sean has a lot more points. Is it carrying a baby?
What?
You both get a point.
What? Totally not cool, man. I restrained myself. I totally did.
You have an odd definition of restraint.
Why would you carry a baby?
The day guy like Joe Biden.
It's a famous case in Australia where a mother was accused of killing her kid or letting her kid get eaten by a dingo. Or no, she said
that was her defense.
That was her defense. A dingo ate my baby. But they thought she killed her kid. So it became a made-for-TV movie, and it's
Not on Lifetime.
Yeah.
The dingo ate my baby.
Yeah, and
it also spawned the comedic role-playing game Kobolds Ate My Baby.
Yeah. So the dingo's looking at you. It's acting very odd for a dingo. Yeah, no, it's very just kind of calm for a dingo. It doesn't seem to be angry at you or afraid of you. It's just kind of they're predatory animals, scavengers.
Do you ever see a coyote just staring at you?
Yeah. Not moving.
Dingoes are actually far more.
Wait, oh god.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh god, Paul Hogan is around here.
Anyway, so that's what you're seeing. Bill, with your...
Geology spend?
Yes. You realize they have equipment. You do see some of it. Looks like they were... Yeah. You know there wouldn't be any gold here, at least in this section.
There are no gold in the Nargals.
Yes. But you also see a rocky red wall beyond the tents, dark stains on them. You go over to it, and you can see there's water. There's a fresh spring here. Very small overflow from the basin runs into a crevice, into the rocks, and disappears. The water is cool, sweet, and clear. It is of higher quality than you would have ever expected here. It's extremely fresh.
Seems suspicious.
And that's when you see two dingoes that are just watching you from a distance.
Take a drink.
It's never the one that's watching you. They come in from the sides.
Yes, clever girl. So yeah, you see that. So what do you do? You continue. You've only looked at the camp itself. You can wander around. You realize you haven't seen around this entire area yet.
First, I'm near a wall. I spin around and put my back to the wall.
Okay, they do that. Let's see here. Everyone, give me except for Bill, can give me a sense trouble check.
Am I just too busy being aware of the trouble?
You're farther away because you're away from the camp a little.
2. 5.
2.
Winner.
So who got a 5? All right.
Of course, Margot did.
My dingo sense
I was
is
kind of
acting up.
alerted already.
Yeah, no.
Weird. So
You hear footsteps in the dirt coming in your direction. Someone's
It's
like,
the dingo whisperer.
the canyon. Someone coming around you from the other side of the canyon. So sort of a stone cliff that's
Well,
blocking
see,
your
you just
view.
have to
Sounds
show
like-
him you're the alpha.
Yeah, someone's approaching you.
the person.
Yeah. You try and hide. You can call out to them.
They need a pack leader.
Well, can everyone see me? Can I like?
You can see Aaron and Melissa's character.
I'm gonna like
Walking out of the nice tent.
do a symbol of like person walking.
She's telling you to steal third base.
Yeah, you got some baseball metaphor for it.
Yeah, you can see that she's gesturing towards a place.
Australian rules
away from
baseball.
the. Oh, are you taking it around? Okay.
Oh, and are trucks with us? Like at
You
the
park them
inside?
right outside the camp.
So assumingly, whoever comes would see our trucks, right?
As soon as they round the corner.
Around the corner. How far is this corner that they're going around?
Hard to
From your
ton
position,
trucks with canvas tips on
Well,
the
I
back.
don't know.
you're probably on
Like,
one
it's
side
not
of the
like
camp.
That's reasonable.
The camp
Yeah.
itself is probably like 100 feet, 150 feet wide, and then from the edge of the camp to the wall be another 50 feet. So like you're at the farthest end of the camp. So like you're about 200 feet away.
Okay, but it's
She's about 50 feet away from the guy. So
can I hide in one of the disused tents?
Yeah.
Just kind of hide around the corner and pull out my binoculars. Or
sure, stealth check.
I have nothing in
You
this.
can always roll the d6.
That's what I'm doing. So I have nothing. 5.
All right, so you hide. Dive into a room tent.
I will crouch behind the crates and
All
ready a throwing knife.
Okay. What about you?
Am I near something? Or am I?
Yeah, you can try and hide too.
Almost like
It'll
a
be
waist high
stealth
wall.
check.
Yeah, I'll try to hide, and I'll have my
Okay.
ready. Right. Do I still? Yes, I'll spend a point.
Yes.
So 7.
7. Okay. Bill, you can see some of your compatriots are scattering to hide from something.
Okay, so I have my back to a stone wall,
Yeah.
and I'm basically too far away from anything to do anything.
You could crouch down to. You're kind of hidden from. You don't have a line of sight to the whatever's coming anyway, so you don't have to make a
Okay.
stealth check. But there are just 2 dingoes watching you.
How far was the dingo from me?
About 15, 20 feet.
2
Oh, so it's
dingoes
fairly
watching.
close.
He would have given his left arm to be named 2 dingoes watching.
So are you going to? Yeah, I mean, you are kind of cornered by these animals. You'd have to go nearer them to get away unless you climb the side of the wall or cliff.
I'm just gonna hold for the moment.
Okay. All right, you're just kind of like, what the hell is going on? All right, Sean. Yeah, you're in the elevator rail. You don't see any of this because you're actually in a small building. What are you doing?
Walking out of the small building.
All right, you walk out of the small building. You see your compatriots hiding from something that's coming around.
Well, does he? Or are they hiding?
Notices the absence of
Give me some trouble check. Let's see how perceptive you are.
Oh, 1.
You don't see anybody.
Where'd you guys go?
Yeah, actually, that's
There you
basically
go.
you don't know where anybody is.
Mrs. Belumko always told me to be more personable.
Okay.
You didn't
So
listen.
what are you
did you?
gonna do?
No.
So what are you gonna do?
Walk back into the small building.
Okay, he walks back like. Did I forget
It sounds dangerous out here.
All
It
right.
might be plot.
So, Margot sees a man around the corner, a ragged-looking man. He heavily sunburned, unshaven, a wild man, but he looks like he might have been one of the miners at one point, but he's been living out here for quite some time. There's also, he's just wearing ragged bits of clothing that are, he's crudely sewn together.
Offering a Vegemite sandwich.
Has he called one of the dingoes socks?
He's just kind of whistling a tuneless song to himself. Yeah.
Tangos with dingoes.
He is followed by a pack of dingoes. There are maybe 10 of them that are sort of obediently following him around. He has a bucket of water that he is carrying back.
Glad we didn't drink the water here.
Yeah.
So he is the pack
Yeah,
leader.
FYI, you said that water was sweet.
On
Yeah,
your
there was
side.
no way I was tasting it.
Okay, all right, well, all right.
No.
All right, okay.
Nope.
It looks clear, all right?
Dingo Springs. Sweetest water ever.
Dingo Falls is far away. You guys chose to
Yeah,
avoid
this is
there.
Dingo Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's groundwater. It's
Yes.
a spring. It's not fall.
Every water feature in Australia is named Dingo something.
Okay, all right.
Dingo Pond, Dingo
I
Lake,
apologize
Dingo
for our
piss.
Oh
Australian.
my man.
Dingo Estuary.
The Australian listeners are going to hate us.
So,
We have Australian
and,
listeners?
he doesn't see
One.
any of you. He seems, but he looks back and then he looks at the two dingoes, the one dingo that's still watching you, and says, "What do you see?" And
Ross, can you get points for Australian stereotypes?
I'm actually doing the guy from Resident Evil 4. Oh, what are you applying? So he starts walking over to where the dingo is to look to see, and the dingo's still watching you.
I
You
actually
can't
think
hide
you
from-
should lose DM
Yeah.
points for that.
Well, the dingo, it would be much harder because as soon as you crouch over, it just kind of moves over to look at you again. So,
It's playing hide and seek.
yeah, those of you, Aaron and Melissa, you see the man as well. Bill, you're too far away. And
I'm in a little
that.
box.
you can actually peek out of the box and see. You can hear a man's voice.
Nope, I'm staying in the box.
Okay, you can hear his voice though. It is pretty loud, and it's very quiet outside of that because the dingoes aren't barking, they are growling. They're just kind of.
Staying in the box, Ross.
Okay, you heard a man's voice, so it's Margot's action basically.
Have fun with that.
He will see you unless you run or try and make a much harder stealth check.
Be friendly.
Yeah, I might as well come out
Okay.
and say, hey.
All right. He just drops the bucket. He's like,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
he just
What's going
I thought this camp was
on?
abandoned.
he
I'm
starts
sorry.
approaching you. It's very slow.
Oh, I start backing up. Please don't come any closer.
I should note for the listeners that Ross is reaching out a groping hand.
He's just like,
Well, it wasn't until then.
he's like, are you real?
I believe so.
Like, can I?
Don't touch me, please.
How do I know you're real then? How do I know you're real then?
No means no, Ross.
Okay, there's a.
All right, you two see
Tonight on
this
a
as
very
well.
special episode of RPPR, we talk about consent.
Yeah. Anyways, you two see this as well, and you can hear that conversation going on.
Does it look like he's making any move to reach for a weapon?
No. His hands are in the air. He's just
Like he just does not care.
Actually, since I do have the binoculars out and I can see a little bit closer, do I see any weapons on him?
Yeah, he has a knife on his belt.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
that's
about
a
it.
That's not a knife.
Yes, he also has a pack of.
No, that's a 3-pointer. That's a 3-pointer.
That's 2 points.
I didn't finish it.
If you started it, that's enough.
We all knew where it was going.
You think I won't use this? I will use it.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure Sean's still in the lead.
Yeah, but there's a close second. At this point. Anyway, he does have a bladed weapon on his person.
Okay.
Okay, I step out too.
Well, I'll step out.
Great.
Hands up
Say,
to
yes,
Smithley.
you're real.
We don't mean you any
How do I know
harm.
that? How do I know you're real?
I spit on the ground. Could a ghost spit?
He reaches down and touches
That's a
the spit.
compelling argument.
Well, and
It's real spit, all right.
Well, we're real.
Yeah.
so just
Does he taste the
just
spit?
tentatively.
No,
I
he just
will,
wanted to make sure you weren't.
yeah, I will tentatively
It's been
shake his
a
hand.
long
Like,
time.
my name is Lydia Darlington.
Oh, he shakes your hand. It's like, it is real. You're real.
I hope so. Are you part of the original mining crew here?
Plus, I have to say, at this point, I'm imagining this guy as Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind.
There's art of him if you want to see him.
Well, that went without saying.
He is.
Woo.
Yeah.
I still like my version.
Yeah, you could.
That looks like Harry and the Hendersons.
That doesn't look like a bandit.
Yeah.
Well, Harry or John Lithgow.
So
Yes.
Go both ways.
Their love child.
Oh.
They never specify Harry's gender.
It's true.
his name's Jeremy. Yeah, I used to be a miner here. Anybody want to make any personal spends? You can hear the discussion now. Are you still hiding, or you?
No, I come out of the box.
Okay. Oh God, there's more of you.
It's okay, sir.
All right, is he real?
Yes, yes,
Yes, sir. I
Reassurance.
breathe smoke in his face from my cigar.
That's.
Can we do a reassurance spend on him?
He reaches out and touches his scar. Oh yes, that's real. Yes.
Yeah, we're here. We don't mean you any harm. Reassurance spend. So.
Okay, there we go. That works. Yeah, he is.
All right, I hear voices.
After you thoroughly explained it, each and every one of you is real. He is finally
Well,
some proof of that.
I've
5
sort of been
hours
wondering
later.
recently if any of us are truly real. I'm
Throw a rock at you.
a psychologist.
This is not the time.
Aaron, it's what my character would do.
A little too early.
You notice all
Shark punching.
Yeah. No, we'll just ignore that part. So Jeremy says, "Well, welcome. I didn't know I'd be having guests today. You're welcome to the amenities here. We have fresh water.
Yes. Yeah, I was wondering. So that water's good?
Oh yes, it's great. I have it all
Why
the time.
do you come from water from over there then?
No, he leads you around the other side of the camp, and there is a large, rather beautiful spring.
He's growing pot.
It is just flowing out of the large, just crack in the wall that's formed a small pool on the other side. You're just on the back of it, and there's a little pressure leading, a little trickle. But yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you, sir? What's with the dingoes, sir?
Oh. You see him too.
Yes, sir.
I don't
Were
know.
you wondering if they were real?
I think I dreamed them.
You didn't. They're there.
Yeah, they're not like dingoes, are they?
Tonight, Ross will be playing the part of Caleb.
Yeah. They're there, but they're not. I think after that night, they just showed up.
What night?
You know what I'm talking about. The nights and the dreams come. Anyway, the night all the boys died.
So
How many boys
you
were there,
were part
sir?
of this.
There were 25 of us.
How many dingoes are there, sir?
There were 10.
10.
Yeah.
There goes that theory.
Yeah.
Maybe they dingo merged.
No, that bastard, the carver. He lured us out here. He wanted to dig. He said he had calculations, but he paid up front. And, a miner's a miner, and you go where the work is. So we all had a laugh. We did. We all said we'd go out and we'd dig his hole for him, and he'd pay us. And when he ran out of money, we'd go home and drink it. We'd drink all his money. He was a we're all clever, too clever by far, because we all went out there and we're all just having a good time. And his money ran out. He had us dig at that shaft out there. It leads very far down. And then he said, aha. And then he stopped paying us. He ran out of money, so we waited for the truck to come back. But that's when he started going out in the desert. And I saw him one day. He was talking to something invisible, I think. Or I saw bats in the distance. Who was he talking to? I don't know. Anyway, he was talking. He said God had led him here. God had anything to do with this place. God didn't. And then we got angry because the truck was slow getting here. And we were going to, and he didn't give us no mind, but there was 25 of us and one of him. What was he going to do? And then he said, oh, well, I'll get you I'll make sure you get to where you're supposed to be going. And that night, I heard this, we were playing cards, and I was a bit of a card sharp, but I was too clever by half. That's my story. I'm too clever. And they caught me,
Sure.
and they chased me out into the bush, so I wouldn't, and I hid out there so I wouldn't get beaten. I know they'd get drunk and forget about it in the morning, but that's when I started hearing the screaming, and I saw him there. He was talking to something. It was invisible, but it wasn't. I could see part of it. It was a demon. It was. He was talking to it, and he pointed down at the camp, and the thing made a sound, and it went down there, and he starts trailing off and just sort of sobbing to himself.
We never learned his name, did we?
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So he just kind of starts staring off in the middle distance.
Jeremy, I don't mean to push it, but did what he was that Carver was talking to? Did it have a unique eye?
It didn't have no eyes. It was invisible,
Like
but you
you
could
can
see it. You could hear that whistling sound too. Yeah. He talked to it, and it made sounds back like he could understand. Carver look was like he could understand it. It wasn't no not no animal. It was intelligent.
Have you met Harvey?
Yeah.
Point for Bill.
Well, no, I think that should be a point off. That actually.
And off in the distance, I saw he had some of those people with the clubs. You know, they were there. They were watching this. They were smiling. They were watching everyone get eaten. I don't know what it did to him. And yeah. So he starts trailing off again. So you need to make spends to get more information out of him. Kind of just relived a very bad memory.
What if we just give him a cigar?
You could give him a cigar if you wanted to.
Give him a cigar.
He looks at it.
It's real.
Does he eat it?
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because he's been out in the wilderness with a pack of dingoes for a very long time.
Did he
Maybe.
mention what they were
Actually,
doing?
you can give me a dreaming check.
I was about to ask if I could do that. So yeah, I'll spend 3 on dreaming.
Okay.
4.
All right. You realize this place is not so. The boundaries are looser here than in normal places. You could pull things in things. Jeremy, you actually realize, is in a sense a fellow traveler to you. He has subconsciously pulled things that he would need, or water, protection.
Dynamite.
Well, the dynamite's
The
all
dingoes,
gone.
though, that's
Protection.
yeah.
He's been out here for weeks or
I
months.
set up a dream dingo cordon.
Well, what else would a guardian?
That's better than a sheriff.
Yeah. What else?
Well,
Probably a spirit animal at this point. So yeah, he.
That's better than having your spirit animal.
Also,
Yeah,
the name of my high school didgeridoo ensemble.
He starts building. He kind of goes off and starts picking up rocks and starts building this little stone circle. And stops paying you any mind.
What you doing, Jeremy?
Huh? What? This is. I feel better when I do this.
Because do I recognize it as forming any symbol?
It's
Perhaps-
a stone circle. You take him a while to finish it.
Can I help him build the circle?
You could.
And can I
Complete the circle.
ask him what they were mining for?
What?
What were they mining for? Did he mention that?
No, Carver said God led him here. Said he was looking for something. We thought it was gold, but it wasn't gold. It was something else. That elevator.
Did you ever go down in the elevator?
Well, I wouldn't go in there no more. The shoring ain't so stable. We didn't do a good job. You go down there, you ain't gonna come back up. The walls is. He went off north of here. I think I seen him in a dream once. He found another way in. There's something below us. Something big. Something. But he's there. He took all the dynamite with him.
So, just almost out of character here. If we sent the elevator down and Jeremy was still here and we helped him be a little more with it, he might be able to pull us up one time.
It might be
I'm
an
assuming
emergency.
we have to go down. Isn't the city that we're looking for underground?
Well, these are not the coordinates. This is one. This
Right.
You realize this is where there are two
I'm not gonna
expeditions
die
in
like
this city.
Big Bad John.
One was
No.
Arthur McWhirr, the
I'm
guy who
just
took those photographs several years
Saying
ago.
we could set up an extra out.
And that's
potentially.
north of your position. You could go there. But it looks like John Carver dug here, and then because he didn't have those coordinates, so he had to find it on just through trial and error.
So this might not be
Carver's the
right
one
since he left.
who
This is the
stole
right
books,
area,
right?
but it's not exactly.
and that whatever tunnel they dug may not even connect to where we're going.
Yeah.
So
Shaft. But yeah.
But something to keep in mind.
Well, there may be a tunnel connected to the shaft.
Right.
Yeah, he took a truck too, dynamite, the supplies. There's some people out there with those clubs. The dingoes hate them. They chase them off.
So the
dingoes eat your cultists.
I'd play it.
That's something.
So, but the dingo. You said that the dingoes that were chasing them off.
He starts building some circle again. Ignores it.
Are one of the I'm just gonna call it one of the dream dingoes around.
They're all there.
So just kind of quietly approach one and put out my hand.
Does it bite Aaron's hand off? Say yes.
It sniffs your hand.
So move back and just kind of
Make a dreaming check.
I don't want to spend anything because I might
Okay.
need this. So let's
Be
see.
calm and assertive, Aaron.
3.
It kind of sits back down.
It's just not interested.
Yeah.
So I only have a pool of 7. So I really
Hey, what are you doing?
well, I'm just saying.
You get away from there.
I'm not doing. I'm
You
not
realize he's looking beyond you.
Oh.
looking past me.
There's nothing there.
Look there.
What? Me? No.
You have the eye. You're always.
I look past Aaron with my
Give me
eye.
a stability check.
Yay. That'd be a 2.
All right, you won. You see one of the men. You see what he's looking at. You see one of the dead men.
1 stability.
Yeah, one stability.
Okay.
You see one of the men that he's arguing at no one. You realize Jeremy can see the men.
Jeremy sees dead people.
Yes,
Great.
he is.
And
He
dream
lives
dingoes.
in a haunted mining camp, and he can't leave, or he won't leave.
Because he's one
does
trump
he
short of
see?
a Barbie. So,
Can we ask her a question?
crap. Damn it, Ross.
I didn't say it. Anyway, so yeah.
I wanted to ask him. These tracks did those come when the others were attacked? Are these more recent?
You need to make a spend to get him to get any more information.
I will use reassurance and
Okay.
try to calm him and help him with his
All right,
circle.
you do that, and that actually works. And he does mention that those are old. He's heard the whistling sound several times, but that's what gets the dingoes. It's like they're not dingoes anymore. There's something else. Yeah, I'd be scared of them if they didn't keep that thing, whatever it was, away from me.
Fair enough.
You know, sometimes I have a dream. There's someone talking to me saying I should stop walling around here. I should hunt. But I don't feel like hunting. Maybe you could.
What do you eat?
Huh? What?
Don't you eat?
There's water here.
You just drink water?
It's a great new fad diet. Ultimate paleo.
So, Jeremy, I feel like you went through a very traumatic experience.
Let's put you through another one.
Understatement of.
And I'm wondering if you might like to talk about that a little bit. Okay, what I'm going for here, do I need to make a point spend to, get him to a point where he will, willingly, do either hypnosis and then psychoanalysis, or even just psychoanalysis? I want to try to fix him.
You want to try and fix him? Okay. You could. You could make that point spend. It would take you a day. You'd have to wait here to do it, so it'd be another 2 survival points from the group.
What do we get?
Oh, actually,
Up all
no.
our water?
It would actually only cost you 1 because you do have water, but you still have food.
As long as everybody makes sure that they use the facilities way downstream of the
Yeah.
water.
Never drink upstream from the herd.
Yeah.
This is a spring. How would I pollute the spring?
You mean downstream from the herd?
Yeah.
I guess.
That's
So yeah, you could
Got
do
it
that.
turned around for a second. Okay. So, do I need to soften him up with reassurance first, or can I just go straight?
You can
to
just go straight for it,
Okay.
and reassure him. So he's pretty calm.
Okay. What would that just be 2 psychoanalysis as an investigative?
Mhm.
Neat.
So you talk to him, and he's a little more calm. He feels better now. He's getting more out of his shell now that he's interacting with people. You do realize there'd be 2 things that would help him. One would be putting to ease the ghosts of the past in some sense, and 2, which could be done in any number of ways. And 2, maybe striking a blow against, or getting rid of these people that keep harassing or hunting him. He keeps talking about the hunter and being a hunter, or the hunter
dark?
asking him to. He keeps seeing of an old man telling him to go hunt, something like that. And he feels
Old man. Huh?
yeah.
A from
bearded
this
old
journal that I keep reading. Oh, a bearded old man?
man.
Does he also
Okay.
have a staff and one eye?
Yeah.
No, actually, what I'm trying to... Does it by chance sound like old Bandari?
No.
Okay.
It's not old Bandari. It's bearded. Old Bandari was clean shaven.
Well, there's a big damn ocean in between, so it could have grown a beard on the way.
Dreamtime. Dreamlands, yeah.
Yeah.
The distances don't really matter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Out of character.
Yeah.
If I tell Lydia about that bearded man, does it?
It does.
Okay. Does it help her? Yeah. Think of anything.
You realize you could go. You could all go on a little side trip to the dream world.
The dream time.
Yeah.
So,
If you wanted to.
This man, does he have one arm, or like an arm that doesn't work?
Maybe.
Because I could dig that out of a cult. Because like,
Yeah.
Actually, Lydia, yeah, you feel if you spent the night here and you slept here, you might actually be able to do something to help the group.
side quest.
Side quest of a side quest.
No, I don't think this was ever a side quest.
No, we
we
probably
were
need to
going
rest
to
anyway.
fucking Australia.
Yeah.
we're gonna be. We
It's
probably
in
need
the
to rest
book.
anyway. So
No, I mean for the mining camp.
The
Oh.
mining camp is background information. Yeah. Anyways,
Which is valuable in an
But
investigation.
considering that, no, I'll actually look into that because considering that the dingoes seem to be rather hostile towards the bad cult, that's probably what needs to be. That would probably put them in our favor.
Oh, dingoes. Dogs. Yeah, of course.
actually, the more time you spend here, the less they don't even look like dingoes. They more look like hounds
Yep.
to you, like hunting hounds.
It's the dogs.
So you realize, Lydia, you realize if everyone, you could take everybody here because the boundaries are so weak, and see what Jeremy sees in his dreams.
I have it.
Yeah. Those of you with cult and Cthulhu mythos, you realize this actually does. You remember stories or legends of one god or elder being.
Celtic mythology.
Yeah. Well, but seems to be connected. A hunting god, Nodens, who seems to hate the other beings, especially Nyarlathotep and everything connected to it.
Yep.
Your friend, the white-haired woman, seems to be connected to Nodens as well. So,
Really?
Yeah.
And with her connection to cats?
She had a lot of friends in high places.
Okay.
So,
We're talking about Omri now.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we kind of talk about people without their names sometimes.
Yeah, sorry. It does go a little bit.
Lovecraft.
Because Ross is speaking in code.
I don't want to be too overt about it. Yeah,
We're talking about Brock 2.
Here's your old one, go. Brockton, yes. That's a great sketch. Do you guys all want to go into the Dreamlands?
Sure.
Well,
Why not?
Yeah.
guide.
Yeah.
I'll try to guide you.
All right. So you all go to sleep, and you all wake up in a wooded glen. It is like last light of day, early evening.
So it's fairly pleasant.
It is fairly pleasant.
It's the Dreamlands.
Was
So
someone
what
watching
is...
our
stay
bodies?
here.
Was Dodge watching us?
You really don't want to.
Dodge and the two red shirts are watching. They're standing watch, and the dingoes are there too,
Okay,
or the
just
hunting
want to
hounds.
check.
Hunting dingoes.
And there is an old man there. He is bearded. He seemed incredibly old, but still very strong. By him, there is near a tree. There is a sort of just an arsenal laid out on a blanket of medieval weapons, bows and spears and axes.
Magic
and
helmets?
No.
Blades.
So, and
Good
there are
disarm
also
blades?
horses,
Or maybe camels.
winged horses.
Better than camels.
The old man speaks to you. You have been hunted, but it is time to return the favor. If you take my blessing, I will let you hunt the thing that has been hunting you.
This sounds good to me.
Yes.
Yep. Nothing horrible can come of this.
Okay, I know this is a derail. I apologize.
Yeah.
But there was literally at Gen Con this year, during the Delta Green panel, an entire segment where Kenneth Haidt is almost looking at all the audience, including us, screaming, "Nodens is not a good thing." He's
Want you to go
But
hunting.
he's a different kind of bad thing.
still not good.
Yeah, don't medicate, Aaron.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think Aaron should get 3 points for metagaming.
It wasn't
Well, he
Australia.
wasn't metagaming about Australia.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to put that up because it's tempting because it's not Nyarlathotep just screwing with you. At least Nyarlathotep's
Anyway,
direct about it.
No, he's not.
No.
That's the very definition of what he is undirect about it. That's why he has 1,000 different aspects.
The metagame continues.
anyway, yeah.
Anyway, this master of something we can recognize now.
So you can choose. You can choose
Okay.
to. This is optional. You can. You don't have to go on it, but would be a hunt. You would be hunting the thing that has been hunting you.
The invisible thing?
Yes, you get to hunt it in the Dreamlands with weapons that can actually hurt it.
I vote we
This is
go on
no
the
worse
great
than,
hunt.
say, Mr. Wednesday.
And who's this guy?
You know, when you have Cthulhu Mythos, you know he has Nodens. He is a god of hunters and warriors.
He's
Nodens.
basically Odin plus Ocean.
Yeah.
Like,
Do we have a good sense about him?
He just is kind of like, he's not evil per se, but he wants to hunt and kill.
it's fine.
Yeah.
The puppy is cute, and it's distracting.
Yeah. He sees you. You realize he sees you as
Resources.
yeah.
But is this one of those
You-
things like we do something, he does something for us, and we're going to owe him, and he's not going to tell
No,
us
you
how
won't. You
we
won't
owe
know him at all
The
because
thing we're doing for him is hunting the things.
Yes.
Okay.
What he's doing for us
Is
is
giving us
powering
weapons.
us up to hunt the
and the
things.
reason why this is even possible is because you're at a nexus, a place where the boundaries between the real world and the Dreamlands are very close. So he's able to use that.
Oh, well, that
Because
doesn't sound so bad.
No, I mean, it's
you
it's
still have to
really
fight
that,
and kill the
like,
thing, but you actually get a chance to kill
It's
it.
time to suit up. Let's
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
kill him.
I mean, he still has strictly, a non-human set of morals and views us as resources
Yeah,
instead
alien,
of
but-
people.
Yeah.
Don't care. So do I.
But yeah, I mean,
It's
it's,
just really how I keep hunting us. That's kind of a
Yeah.
track record.
Yeah.
Things hunt us.
Look,
Yeah.
just because I guess with my Cthulhu
Because you also saw through the dreams, through Jeremy's visions, that these things are intelligent, and while they do not serve, because Carver bargained with this thing, and that's why it was hunting. It actually was hunting for you, because normally they aren't allied with the cult of Nyarlathotep, but
Mhm.
Carver made a deal
something
with it.
seemed kind of weird there.
Yes. So so you actually realize it was looking for you, but
Like,
that not because of its normal instinct, but because Carver bought it off. And so if you hunt this one, you won't have to worry about other ones on the surface, at least.
I vote we kill it.
like my counter to the height argument would be that, the thing about all the mythos gods is they actually have inscrutable intellects, where Nodens is fully scrutable. He's just a sociopath.
He's my kind of guy.
I mean, as long as you know you're dealing with a sociopath,
Yeah, he is the god of murder hobo.
yeah.
He is full murder hobo.
So,
at least in character. Since I do know this
Is any of that left?
This.
Okay.
Take it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I like the last half. So
I did not bite off of it.
all right.
to the
No, I
listeners
just
at home,
split it
it
off,
was
so,
delicious
um,
biscotti. Well, it was.
since I
For
do,
what good it will do you.
since I do have at least the Mythos and Nodens, I'll ask him. So you are allied against the one that killed my brother?
The Gug killed your brother.
Yeah.
A Gug ate your brother. Like a dingo.
Your brother did not serve me. That gift was given to another. He still walks. You should ask.
It.
You will know this person when you in time.
Was that Caleb?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Henry.
Alright, so yeah, right.
I know it's like gender's weird for someone who's born a male, but then put in a female body who minds walking.
If it still prevents somebody else from losing another family member to this thing, pick up the sword.
All right. Yep. All right. So you have a couple options. You can choose light armor, Or you could. Well, you all get a steed. You can,
Look at me! I'm a steed!
Yeah. You can either have a Night Gaunt carry you, in which case you don't have to make any
They
checks.
tickle.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Night Gaunts are just humanoid gargoyles with no faces that just carry people.
And tickle them.
Yeah.
No,
That's true. That's it.
That's how they're described.
They
It's
incapacitate
horrible,
people.
horrible tickling.
Yeah, they incapacitate you.
With their tickling.
While they're carrying you?
Yes.
You're tickled. Them.
Well, they don't always do that. They don't always do that. You can tell them not to do that. But the main thing is...
No.
All right.
So whenever you tell someone not to tickle you, that's what
I'm
they
going to
do
let you carry me, but no tickling. Night Gaunt.
Okay, then.
So they can carry you, but you will be the slowest. You don't have to make any skill checks.
Tickling.
Yeah. That's for people that they
I know, I know.
The Night Gaunt doesn't require any riding checks, but you will always attack last.
It's sort of
in
like
combat.
being nuzzled by a rat thing.
Yeah.
It's just a
But you're
weird
flying.
usage of words.
But you're flying. You all have to have a flying suit. You also
okay.
you can also have a literal Pegasus flying horse that you will have to make riding checks for. And if you,
I have 2 writing.
yeah,
I go with the Night Gaunt.
Yeah.
I have a writing.
I have 6. I have 6 riding. I'll take it.
Tickle away.
or you could take a hunting horror. The thing is, you would have to make stability checks to stay on top of it.
What's a haunting?
It's a giant
It's
snake
the thing that attacked us
Yeah,
at
we've had
Erica's.
encounters.
It's a
mansion.
giant winged
Oh.
snake. So yeah,
Flying sex snake.
yeah. Well, just
One.
you'd have to
Although-
make stability checks to
Although
stand
the
up.
cherry for riding 8, if anybody has it, is you don't have to make stability checks while riding Mythos entities.
Yeah, if anybody has 8 points of riding, I don't
No,
think
I
anybody
only
has.
That would have been a foolish choice.
Yeah.
I think you mean an awesome choice.
Night Gaunt it is.
Yeah.
All right, so
Tickle.
Night Gaunt, you will go last.
How many writing checks? Is this like continuous checks or just one?
well, it depends on what you want to do. Like you're riding, you don't have to make Night Gaunt, so you don't have to worry about it. With the horse, if you roll 1 during a maneuver, you will fall off.
Sean, do I need to close the blinds?
Yeah.
I'm going to go close the blinds.
And then you could choose to have no armor, in which case, because of your additional speed, you will gain +2 riding, +2 athletics, and
All the time?
yeah, for this fight, and +2 either scuffling or weapons, or you could have medium armor and have +4 health, and +2 weapons, or you can have heavy armor and have +6 health. So it's +6 total to your pools. It's just a matter of what you want them in.
I'm going to do medium armor.
Okay.
So,
So +4 health, +2 weapons. All right. What about you?
Heavy armor.
Everyone +6 health?
That's temporary.
Yes, just for this fight. What
Plus
about
2 weapons, you said?
Yes.
I'll go with medium, and I'm taking the Pegasus.
Okay. What is Margot going to be carrying?
There's how many armor options are there?
No armor to have +2 to riding, athletics, and weapons. You could have medium armor +4 health, +2 weapons, or heavy armor +6 health.
I'm going no armor.
Okay.
So that's 2 athletics.
Yep.
And riding and weapons. Right?
Yep. And then whenever Bill does that,
So every time I roll, I add 2.
no, it's just to your pool.
Oh, to my pool.
Yeah, these are to your pool. You're not getting +6 to every single roll.
I got you.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You should give it every time.
No.
Oh, can I use dreaming and some?
Yes, you can. You can totally use dreaming for everybody with dreaming.
He seems too happy about that. Don't give it to him.
Well, you're facing a pretty fucking tough monster. You're gonna need it.
But we come from a land down under where women roar and men thunder.
That's another point.
Yep, I figured. I don't care. I'm already at the top of the pool, Ross.
All right.
There's no way anybody's going to
Bill's
catch me.
catch made some progress.
Yeah, but you get me a starting pool of 5 on this, so...
Oh, I'll take 1 point off. That's true. I'll just give Bill more points.
You didn't really need to give me a starting pool. I would have generated a higher pool than Bill anyway.
Let's see here. So, Toby, this needs to be a con game.
Anybody need anything while I'm up?
All right, we'll I guess take a break.
Oh yeah.
Bill.
We'll be right back.
Right.
And now we're back.
Video games. What are those? Anyway, so we're in serious
Magnets and shit.
boss fight
How do they
mode.
work?
As you are all in the Dreamland.
Yeah.
So
Billy Mays.
aided
Say
by.
anything with armor or not.
Yeah, I stepped away.
Really
so
amazing
I will
for
take,
everlasting madness.
Yeah, so you're going to
Light
get a
armor?
bonus of 6 points to
Uh-huh.
pools. No armor is +2 to riding, +2 to athletics, and +2 to weapons. Medium armor is.
I thought it was light, medium, heavy.
Yeah, well, yeah, light, medium, heavy, or no armor. Well, light armor is basically the same thing. It's just cosmetic. Medium armor would be +4 health, +2 weapons. The heavy armor is +6 health.
That's how that went.
Yeah.
Just to ask hypothetically, how would riding be helpful if one is utilizing a night gaunt?
It wouldn't. Well, actually, you could try and have it do stunts to give you an advantage. Like, say, not go last every fight.
Could I have it do a barrel roll?
Good. I'm going to give you a point for that.
That's not Australian at all.
I know. I don't care. It's, yeah.
What are our totals here?
6 to 9. And Aaron has 2. Anyways.
We need to get Aaron up on here somehow.
Yeah.
You shine on, you crazy diamond.
I really kept the Australian stuff down.
All right, I'll take no armor.
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly. Basically, the using stunts to gain an advantage. Basically, so instead of attacking, you do charges. You could try and flank it so that you give a bonus to someone else. Yeah, there's a lot of different things. Do whatever.
Sky's
you
the
think.
limit.
Yeah, sky's literally the limit. I will not penalize anyone for that. So,
Yeah, because that was clever.
yes.
If I do say so myself.
You do.
Also, you can choose in terms of weapons. You can have a sword, which is standard melee. You can make charging attacks with it. A spear, which would allow you to do, or swing, fly-by attacks, basically. You can do a spear, which is only used for a charge attack, so you can only charge every other round. By basically spend one round to maneuver in position, second round to actually charge. Or you could have a bow and arrow, but you would have, basically if you critically fail on a bow and arrow attack, you'd hit someone else because those arrows are everyone's flying around.
So we all get weapons on top of the armor.
You have to choose what your weapon's going to be. Everyone gets a dagger, which lets you do a basic attack, but at a penalty unless you jump onto the thing or stay.
And when you do that, it triggers a quick time event, and it's just like hit X not to die.
Yeah. Basically, your difficulty to hit with a dagger is higher, so you can choose.
So it's shark punching.
So you get one weapon. So one.
You have to have your bachelor's in geology.
So I'm not going to make you count arrows, but yeah, if you want some other sort of weapon, you can some sort of medieval type weapon. But those are the three that.
Can I have a morning star?
Yeah, morning star would be like a sword's flyby attacks. It would do more damage, but it'd be harder to hit. So that would be the trade-off.
Bohemian Earspin?
Oh wait, is the
I
morning
just wanted to
is
say
the wait the morning star is like is that the no that's just a warhammer right the big what's the one with the chain the flail
Flail?
yeah
Flail.
Is
A
it
morning star is just the
okay yeah
spiky
Morning
thing.
Star is a mace with spikes.
that's
on it.
right yeah
Are you talking
I
about
always
those
get those
rope
mixed
swords?
No, it's easy to get it mixed
No,
up because
it's
the flail
an
normally has
obscure
spikes on it too.
pull-off. The Bohemian Earspoon.
a morning star would be I don't know it would just be functionally equivalent to a sword dude.
Yeah, as long as you're not going to. When you're flying on mythical creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like game mechanics, you can have it look whatever you want. You can have it for melee, but if you want some sort of advantage, it has to be balanced. You could have do more damage, but be harder to hit, or have the opposite. You could do a charge attack, which would do like 2d6 damage, but again, it's every other round, and you have to hit on that round.
And you can't go all Final Fantasy 2 and have your monk dual wield shields.
What about a crossbow?
Yeah, crossbow would be the same. Actually, it would be instead of attacking every round, attack every other. It would instead of attacking every round like a bow, it would attack every other round.
But it would possibly do more damage.
It would definitely do 2d6 damage, and it would be ranged.
I will take a crossbow.
Okay. And you, for some reason, know how to use it. So
That's close enough to firearms.
yeah, I'll allow you to use firearms pool for this.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. All
I
right.
always really thought that was just a thing they made up in original D&D, but the Bohemian ear spoon is a real polearm.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
They
Well, you have to show us what it looks like.
It's
weird.
bizarre.
yeah.
Oh, I actually saw one of those over at
Does it do what I think it does?
Yes.
the Met.
It kills people.
Yeah.
I mean, is it for what
I
it
mean, you
is?
punch through them and then probably pull it back.
You stick them with the pointy end.
Yeah.
Well,
The ear spoon part, maybe not reach for the ears. That might be hard to do.
No.
It was just named that because of the
Okay, so you're
laundry.
taking crossbow. What are you taking at?
For if you use a bow and arrow, do you use firearms for that or weapons?
I would allow either one just for
And
the
if
sake
I
of
had a
amounts.
+2 to my weapons from
You
that
can make
armor,
it +2 to firearms for that.
Okay, I would like the bow and arrow.
Okay, so you just make a D6. It's a D6, straight D6, and attack every round. Crossbow is 2D6, but attack every other round.
Oh,
And if you, either one for range attacks, if you roll a 1 and you haven't spent any points, you will hit someone, an ally,
Near
friendly
you.
fire.
Sweet.
Yeah, that chance will be increased if there's an ally near the monster, like someone jumps onto it or is purposely maneuvering them so they can. Huh?
What about hitting mounts instead? Would that be
bow and arrow,
possible?
sword,
Yeah.
spear.
Totally.
Can I get the sword that shoot the 3-bladed sword
No,
that shoots out
it's
its
like
middle
full-on
blade?
spear. You're stabbing.
No, you can't have that movie from that. You can't have that sword from that movie. I can't even remember the one with Jack
Or
Palance.
Yeah.
or Ivy from fighting game.
Oh, Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
No,
No, that's no.
real yeah.
Although the whip swords are real things, though, not the one in the fighting game, but they have other
I was
ones.
gonna
in those.
say you don't have the body for that, Aaron.
Well, obviously not. But no, if you've seen those, what I was referencing beforehand, those ones are actually kind of terrifying to look at.
So what do you want, Bill? What weapon are you taking? The sword is the
I was
standard
probably
attack.
thinking crossbow, unless.
Yes.
I mean, is there any sort of defense play in like I'm thinking?
Oh yeah,
gives
actually
you
shields.
something-
You could take a sword and shield, and a shield would give you
Okay.
would increase your hit threshold.
I was
by
actually thinking, since we're going to be flying through the air, if
Yeah.
there was like something that would enable a disarm kind of thing.
one. Disarm it how?
I don't know. I guess we're flying.
Literally,
It's not other people.
disarm
Yeah.
it.
Sorry, for some reason this whole thing has me thinking joust
Yeah,
in
no,
my
that's
brain.
Just like, think
Do we
something
get
like
to
a
ride
sword breaker.
ostriches?
fair. No.
But no, anyway.
Yeah. There's no way to real disarm it because it attacks through its own natural abilities.
Okay.
You could take nets or something like that to hold it in place if that's what you want your weapon to be.
A net and a trident.
Yeah, net and trident.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome.
You only get one of each. Like you don't have an infinite pool of nets. The net would have a cable attached to it, so you could reel it in, but it could be knocked from you, or you could
Looky
lose.
what I caught. No.
Yeah, exactly. Catch a tiger by its tail.
Yeah, I mean, if that would help out other people do things.
Yes, if you made
Okay.
a successful maneuver to
If
hit
you
it,
have it netted,
it
I
would
can shoot
if you hit it with a net and you hold it, it would lower its hit threshold by 2.
Nice.
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 But you have to hold on to it every round.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Because it's not going to like that.
This sounds
Weird.
good.
Yeah.
So, Melissa, what do you want?
I'm gonna take a spear.
And you can also have a trident too. But
Yeah, which is functionally a spear.
Yeah.
Just
It's 3
shorter
pointy.
and somewhat more maneuverable.
But same thing, a charge attack every other round. Yeah, but obviously you can't net and trident at the same time.
Right.
You could get if you got close to it,
Yeah,
you
after
could
netting.
stab it.
Right.
Yeah,
At that
but if
lower
you're
threshold,
close
but-
enough to stab it, it's going to probably be close enough, even netted, to lash out at you. In fact, you're pretty safe to get. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, so Melissa,
The spear.
spear. All right. And Aaron.
I'll take the sword and the shield.
All right. The sword and shield. Yeah. You can make slashing attacks, and you can raise your hit threshold by 1.
Okay. Oh, and I was say, did I gain any stability back? Or
You'll gain stability back if you kill this thing. Actually, I'll give you 1. No, everyone gains 1 stability.
Sweet.
You feel like you emboldened. You have awesome new weapons, and no, this should be fine. This should go great.
it's not going to backfire on
We're
us.
going to give him hell.
All right. So Nodens calls the wild hunt. And your mounts fly off into the night. you are barely controlling them, or you are just being carried by them. You gain a lot of altitude very quickly. You lose sight out of the ground almost immediately. You're going higher and faster than an airplane could.
Can you take me?
The clouds quickly cover.
No, Sean loses all the points.
That's what I want to happen. I don't want the points.
Sean gains a point. So the ground quickly disappears, replaced by clouds. You cannot see. The stars are out at night. You can see that they're different. Anyone have astronomy or anything?
Do we have to?
No.
Okay.
Okay. You're not paying attention.
Ross?
Yeah.
Astronomy is not a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
There it
under
is.
technical.
There it is. Botany's the thing that he always says that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Jeez. Sorry. So yeah, you can look at the star, make a 0-point astronomy strength, or you can ignore them. Just focus on the.
We're not here to stargate.
All right.
We're here to kill
Fair
something.
And very soon, you hear the whistling sound. But then you see it. Because it is not naturally invisible. It has to choose to become invisible. And so you see a creature that cannot be described. It is a flesh...
and then you start describing.
Yeah, well...
What the hell?
It has no. It is not like anything in nature that you would know of. It has no symmetry to it. It is amorphous flesh that
Of his
just
flesh and in
pulses.
his flesh.
Yeah,
Not even symmetry?
yeah. It's for those of you with biology or medicine, it looks actually does look like a cancerous tumor brought to life.
It's not a tumor.
Well, that's a point.
For both of them.
I need to get one.
No, Ross.
Yeah.
That's Austrian, not Australian.
Close enough.
Close enough.
I actually had a student write that the Anschluss was between Australia and Germany. So,
Yeah,
to which I wrote,
what do you do?
Hugh Jackman can now play Von Trapp in the remake of Sound of Music.
Anyway,
Got the vocal cords
so
for it.
everyone,
Yeah.
give me that stability check as you see a flying polyp.
I'm gonna lose my point.
That'll be a 2.
Ability back for completing a drive
3.
Yes.
of adventure.
Yes. Oh.
What about thirst for knowledge?
All right. Sure.
What about duty?
What is your duty?
Yeah. This is not really.
I will see the world and discover its secrets.
Sure.
Thank you.
So basically, everybody but Sean gets a stability.
Melissa. What?
Ennui, no.
I don't know. Oh, life has become so boring. I must go ride the night gaunt.
Okay.
All right. Sure. If you lose, it's 5 stability.
I made mine.
What about the mate?
Well, evidently I got a 4 there, so...
You're probably
okay,
fine.
Yeah, it's a 4.
I am at
Yeah, I got
negative
4, so.
2.
Okay. You. Oh God. What am I doing? I have made a huge mistake.
Got me up to 1.
You are. So all your difficulties now are 1 higher. You can still fight.
Yay.
It's just you're shaking.
Quickly net the beast.
Yeah. Probably a good idea. So now we're going to go into combat. So
Kill the
it
pig.
will
Drink
it
its blood.
senses fear though. In the it seems to sense fear. Is it
And me.
Yes. So it will let's start by attacking
In you, it senses much fear.
It emits a blast of wind strong enough to strip flesh from the bone. It is like being in a wind tunnel, only it is
I attack it with
abrading
Vino.
you.
Oh my gosh.
What is your hit threshold?
That'd be a 4, Ross.
All right, he will spend 2.
And get an 8, Ross.
That's twice his hit threshold.
Yes,
it
On a
is.
natural 6.
It is.
That's
He's
bad.
at long range, so it's only 2d6.
Well, I do have plus 6 health, though. So,
That's handy for you.
Well, now you take 8 points of damage.
so I'm at 6.
Yeah.
So that plus 6 came in handy.
Yes. So you feel your armor being ripped off from your body. Your plate mail is just dented and mostly gone at this point. You can feel blood trickling from down your face and your arms. It's getting kind of cold, actually, with all the blood. There's just a lot of blood. Anyway.
I'm going to bleed on him.
Yeah.
Blood.
Since it's it versus all of you.
Do I get to shoot it now?
Those of you not on Night Gaunts can act first. So who is not on a Night Gaunt? You two. Alright, so...
Go to
Lydia.
adventure.
What's his characters? Are you on?
No, I'm in an icon.
Oh,
Alright.
okay.
So
What's your riding pool?
My writing pool?
Yeah.
4.
6.
Alright, so Lydia, you get to go first.
Try. Do I see where it's? Does it have something analogous to eyes?
No. You
It's a
cannot
whole
tell.
tumor.
It's
all tumor, all the time.
you cannot possibly tell.
Someone changed the radio station.
You just need to kill it. There's no weak spot.
Yeah, so
No going.
I'm going to try to maneuver.
Stab it with your steely knife.
But then kill it. Okay, I don't know.
He's not,
Not
gonna give me a
Australian.
point.
Yeah.
Still, it's
All right, I'll let that go for now. I'll probably regret that. Anyways, Aaron, what's your
Ross is
action?
nice for the girls.
Yeah.
Sexist.
Then why am I getting points anyway?
Affirmative action.
What are you
engaged.
gonna do?
Would
in real
would it be 2 check to position the Pegasus crossways so I could just kind of stab and then drag my sword across it?
Yeah, that would be a maneuver.
Okay.
So
It fits the definition of the word maneuver.
yeah, basically, if you make this riding check, you'll do an additional 3 points of damage if you make a successful attack roll.
Okay.
But the DC obviously will be kept secret, so you don't know how many you need.
I'll spend 3.
All right,
5.
all right, that makes it.
All right.
So make your attack roll.
All right. Come on.
Are you spending any points?
Oh, that would be in weapons, right?
Yes, it's a sword.
So
That's weapons. It's not a gun. It's not your fists.
I don't.
Therefore, sword weapons.
8.
8.
Road
Critical hit.
demonstratum.
Hit threshold is a 4. So 2d6 plus 6.
I can do it.
Nice.
Plus 6.
Yeah.
Plus 6, so that's 13.
All right. You tear. You see entrails
Rip
and
and
viscera
tear.
fall out of it. It
huge.
screams in pain.
Oh, my fallen brother!
Oh, brother. Yeah. No, that's a good idea. Anyways, Anne.
I'm shooting as well
Okay.
with my bow.
Yeah.
I'm adding 3.
Okay.
Sounds like she's shooting a
8.
clay pigeon.
All right.
Also,
That's a critical hit too.
Not a natural 6.
Oh, not a natural 6.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
3. So I roll, and I get a 6.
However,
Dead shot.
Yep. Let's see here.
now who's next?
It gets to go again. It gets more than one action.
What?
Yeah.
it's a thing that happens.
Yes, it is a boss monster.
And it's probably pissed at me.
Oh, yeah, no, it really wants you dead. So, you're on a Pegasus, right?
Yes.
All right, it will actually try to... you feel the wind pulling at you. It is kind of trying to pull you off the Pegasus. So this is an opposed test. For you're riding versus it. It will spend 4.
I'll spend 3 the rest of my ones, so I need to keep on.
Yeah, you really
Keep it on.
Moving right along.
Actually, if you let go of your sword, you can gain an additional +1. Or sword and shield for additional +2. Per 1 per object.
No.
All right.
So, that's a bad idea.
Sure.
Alright, 6.
9.
Fuck.
All right. So you're pulled off. If you let go of both things, you can hang onto the side of the Pegasus. Or you could just fall holding on to your sword and shield.
Use it as a parachute. That'll work.
Or,
The Pegasus will try and catch you.
It's not a tumor.
Can he fall?
or
said
can
that
I
already.
use athletic, or to be considered athletics or weapons to maneuver around and... Because how far away am I from it?
You're actually probably about 10, 12 feet.
So I could probably angle myself to... Because the thing's huge, I could
Yeah.
probably angle and... I'm going to stab and try to hold on.
Okay.
Lots of times.
All right, sure. Go ahead and make that roll.
Pegasus can come back for me.
Yeah, no.
Aaron,
Yeah, that's
need
gonna
the
happen.
pool.
This is Darlington. This is a Darlington. We do weird things. Oh, actually... Oh, well... No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you made your action.
I got to do this one. So
Yeah.
well,
How many of your points are you spending?
I'm spending 2 points.
All right.
6.
All right.
Sorry, 5. Sorry.
That is not good enough to attack and hit it. Your sword. In fact, you do drop. Roll. Choose odd or even see if you let go of your sword.
Even.
Even. If you roll even, you will drop your shield. If you roll odd, you will let go of your sword.
Okay.
You have to. Odd.
So
I
let go of the shield.
Yeah.
So.
So you let go of this. So, but it's holding on. So you're holding onto the side of it. You're not. You didn't stab onto it.
Okay. So
you didn't do any damage.
Squish.
In fact, Gore and Viscera is falling onto you. Make stability check.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Welcome to insanity. The cliff's up.
6.
Okay. You're not really thinking about that right now. Well, that will have to be your next action.
I was a nurse in the war.
Your Pegasus does not know what to do. As it looks at you,
You're not supposed to be over there.
yeah, not quite really wanting to get that close to the flying polyp. Anyways, Night Gone people, you get to act now.
Highest pool, I'm guessing.
Yeah, depends on your action.
Mine's firearms, obviously, so
Okay.
6.
Weapons at 8.
Yeah, I'm just gonna net it.
Okay,
is
that's
that a weapons?
Oh
or-
yeah, definitely
okay.
weapons. So weapons 8. So
Well, can I choose to let him go first to see if he can?
sure. Yeah.
All right. I'll spend my 2 points of weapons
Okay.
for 3.
You throw it, and it's hard to throw.
But you didn't
That.
critically fail in that, Aaron.
You spent
That would have been okay.
Because then he would have been safe.
You would have spent points. Actually, you would have just pulled him off, and then he would have fallen down.
Taking more damage, thanks.
So you fell short, but you
Thanks,
held on
Bill.
to it. So you still have the net. So that was your action. So,
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to use 2
your hit
points.
threshold to hit him, because now Aaron is covering a sizable chunk of it harder to hit the. Aaron is now armor for the flying polyp.
What if we're on the other side of it?
Well, it's flying and rolling around. It's a moving
Doing
target.
barrel
Okay,
rolls.
Yeah,
I'm going
it
to
is.
spend 3 then. So 8.
8 will still hit it. It's not a critical hit though.
Okay. 1.
Okay. You heard it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spear?
Yeah, that was a spear.
So what was the advantage of a spear?
Oh, spear is actually you have to set up a charge this round. Sorry, I thought you were using the bow. You have to set up a charge first and then charge. So this you have to make a riding check first to get into position.
So refund yourself your weapons.
Yeah.
points.
Got it. So I'm using riding this
Riding,
time.
yeah.
So I will spend my 1 riding point for 4.
All right, you get in position. You'll be able to make a charge attack next round. All right.
Okay, so I'm going to do my crossbow.
Okay.
I am shaken, so I have additional penalties, correct?
+1 higher difficulty.
And then on top of what he's
Plus
doing,
1 difficulty.
so it's +2 difficulty
Yes.
overall. I will spend 4 firearms
Probably a good idea.
and get 8.
You actually hit it.
So, and that's 2d6 worth of damage.
Yeah.
That'll be 8.
Okay. It is severely wounded. It is. You've opened up a new.
Are more entrails dripping out over Aaron?
A fountain of blood is pouring onto our Iker. It is just goo that is. It's right above you. Oh God, it's horrible. So, has everyone acted for the round? Yes. All right. So, new round. It is. Let's see here.
Is the monster at a disadvantage now that he's oozing ochre?
It is actually going to do a
Iker.
thing. It is going to try and fling Aaron onto Sean.
It is.
He's going to what?
He's going to use its wind ability to try and fling Aaron onto you. It is going to. What is your hit threshold?
That
4.
could be worse.
4.
I guess.
Do I have any ability to resist?
Yes, this is an opposed roll. Your athletics versus it.
Do it.
You
Do
have
it
a
now.
minus 2, 1 because it's slick, and 1 because you're holding the sword.
Grip it by its tumorous heart.
Actually, can I do a dream check to use basically have my armor sprout spikes so it impales me on it. It forces me to.
Oh my God.
That would be a very, very hard dream check to do.
Okay.
So, if you can try it.
Well, if it would be harder than the athletics check.
Yes.
So that's fine.
Okay.
So you said, and I was at a -2 for
Yes, it'll only be a -2. One for the slick gore that is falling on you, and one for the holding sword.
All right, I will go ahead and spend my last 2 remaining athletics.
Okay, it will spend 5. It really hates you.
Weird.
I can't beat that anyway, so because
You can tie it.
well, no, because he has 5,
Yeah, he got an 8.
an 8. I can't beat that regardless. So
Roll. Defender wins ties. Okay.
6, but that's only a 4. That'll only be a 4
All right.
with the 2 negates. And
You take damage as you are blasted off 8 points of damage. And Sean,
glad I had the medium.
Aaron is flying towards you at great speed. You can either try and catch him, or you can try and dodge him.
Dodge.
All right.
If you can dodge a Darlington, you can dodge a ball.
You're on a night gaunt, right? Okay. So it will try and dodge the best of its ability. You can help it by making an athletics check to swing your weight.
4.
All right.
For 6.
All right. It's dodged out of the way. The night gaunt automatically grabs onto Aaron and starts weighing you both down, and so it starts sinking.
Can I get the Pegasus to come over?
The Pegasus now sees you, starts wheeling around to get you, because it wasn't going towards the flying polyp. So yeah. Anyways, you're both the night gaunt is doing what it can. So you two are hanging out together.
Basically, your teammate wouldn't save you, so Ross did.
No, the night gaunt would regardless.
They do kind of,
Yeah.
they're reflexively grabby.
Well, yeah, they're all by orders to help you guys however possible. So you don't control the night
Not
gaunt.
dying is helpful.
The night gaunt controls you.
So that's his first action. So Aaron, that was your action anyway, to not die. You did drop your sword though. Anyways, you still have your dagger.
It's a thrown weapon,
yeah.
although
Yeah, you
is it
can
my turn?
You can stab with it.
Yeah, it is your turn. You could do something if you want.
But
can
we're not
jump on
controlling
it
the
again.
night gaunt, though, are we?
You're not controlling it. You can try and yell at it, try and make it do something.
Sean, do you still have your crossbow?
Yeah, but I can only use it every other round.
He has to load it this round.
What did you do last time?
He shot it.
Oh, okay.
He did
For
damage.
a lot of damage.
Yeah, no, it's heavily wounded. You guys are doing good. Well,
So, shifting action, doing a dreaming roll.
We're going to pinch the power.
Shifting reality, it's reloaded.
oh, see, there we go. That would be a good dream.
Oh.
Reloaded.
All right, give
I
me
like
a well
that.
roll.
All right,
That's nice.
Yeah.
One of those new automatic crossbows.
Yeah.
You just looked down. Oh yeah, I already loaded it.
7.
Yeah.
Yes!
It's already loaded. You must have already done it.
Aren't you glad Ross saved me?
Yeah.
Other Pegasus.
You could have dreamed your way out of it.
And
Maybe.
Yes, I'm going to
It's
choose
easy to
him
dream
again.
of a big comfy
Okay.
bed.
Given 2, 4.
There's no Aaron on it.
there's no Aaron on it. You're right. That will hit it. So go ahead and roll damage.
2.
2. All right.
You must learn to dream a little bit bigger.
A
Yes.
really big,
So now it's
fluffy
Melissa's turn?
Yes, Melissa.
Or
Feel
do you
good
want
to
to let...
land on.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them go first again to try to net.
Well,
It gets to go again.
It gets to go again.
Yeah, it gets 2 actions per round because it's a boss.
So it gets to go before the three of us.
yeah.
yes.
So what is it going to do?
Run
I've been
away.
picking on you guys. Let's see here. You did no. You're
Nope.
yeah. You
I
didn't do
was
it.
thoroughly ineffectual.
Just have it eat a Pegasus.
Oh, also you took 1 point of damage from being bombarded with Aaron.
No, I dodged.
Oh, okay.
What's the point of dodging if I still take Aaron damage?
Well, it's to keep the night gone from letting
No.
go. All right, fair enough.
Hey.
I dodged. That was
No,
a
it
big-
will attack you, Bill. Why not? No, actually, no. It'll attack Margot.
the one that's actually hitting. That makes a lot of sense.
It will spend 3. It has a huge tool.
Tracts of land.
Yeah. Gets a 7.
Am I allowed to try to dodge?
Yes, you can
Oh.
make an opposed check. You'll give up your next attack, but you can try and have your Pegasus dodge out of the way.
I'll do that.
Okay.
And
You have to beat a 7 or tie a 7.
tie high as 7.
If you roll 6 with no pool, I'll allow it. Do you have any pool left?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it writing or athletics?
Riding.
Writing. I'll spend 3.
Okay.
So 7.
You dodge. So you lose your next attack, but it loses. It doesn't hit you, which is good. It would have done a lot of damage. So yeah, now team Night Dawn. So
Okay, so I readied my spear the last time, so this time.
yes, now you can charge.
Okay.
So give me an attack roll.
It's going to run the
Okay,
night
I'm
gauntlet.
gonna add 3 to my spear and get a 7.
Okay, that will hit.
It's the fuck out of it.
Roll damage.
Okay. So that's a 6.
6. All right.
So,
Wait,
what's the advantage of a spear then if you have to set up? If you can only
It's
attack
doing
every
2d6
other round?
damage.
So she just rolled 1. That would have been
Oh,
Roll
again.
another one.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's 2d6. Yeah.
6 plus 6.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, no, that was
That's
the
much
point.
better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said 2d6. I don't. Yeah.
Sorry.
Same with the crossbow. It was just.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
relieved.
So yeah, it starts collapsing in on itself. It is dying. It is not quite dead yet, so it will get.
Don't let it metastasize.
If you do any more damage to it, it will not be able to get a last attack off.
Sean, finish
So,
it off.
Yeah.
All right, I will spend 2 on firearms because that's all I got left for 6,
All right.
and then I will roll my 2d6.
All right.
Thanks to Aaron's little dream state.
See, that's a good use of it. That was not the
For 8.
armor spike thing. That was a little much.
That was well. It was an idea.
Yeah, all right, you kill it. As it just disintegrates into a. And it's another point. So,
I regret nothing.
yeah, no, you wouldn't. With that, the Pegasus picks you back up. And the rest of the part of it's kind of blurry. You start descending through the clouds. Everything is just gray and
Are
foggy.
they happy little clouds, Russ?
No, they're dark and menacing. But
Okay, but I'm choosing to imagine the boss victory music from Super Mario 3.
fair.
Much better music.
Yeah. And eventually, though, you wake up. It is the pre-dawn. It is the gray. You see the gray clouds above you, and that's what happens. You lose track of what happens between you and that. But somehow you know that it is gone. The thing that was hunting you, looking for you, is no longer menacing you. Everyone gains 1 sanity and 2 stability.
Oh, 2 stability would be nice.
Super
right about
neat.
now.
Yeah.
Although I'm still shaken, I guess, from 0.
Back to full.
Yup.
I'll just say if you're below that, you're now at 1 stability.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That'll work. Ross is both benevolent and cruel.
Isn't that okay? Never mind. Yeah. So
It's psychological conditioning.
Yeah.
You're trying to turn him.
So you wake up. Jeremy is in a better mood. He seems content to be here, but it looks like he's not quite as crazy as he was. And you now have a clear. You don't have to worry about that thing coming after you as you approach the coordinates. But this is you can fill up your canteens. I'll give you 3 points of survival for that.
Yay!
As you realize, I assume you're drinking the water now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of okay.
Yeah. Well, you made a point of we don't drink the water earlier, so I just want to make sure. Really, the only thing left to do now is to get to the actual place. How do you want to do that? You just want to.
Hey, Jeremy, want to take it to those bat club guys?
Bad club guys.
No, I think I should stay here. Else the spring would dry up, and we'd be very. You can come back anytime.
Does he still have
You
his
realize he
fingers?
is better, but he is by no means cured. He will take him. You don't know if he will ever leave this place voluntarily.
Does he still have his dingoes?
Yes.
Can he dream up more dingoes and send them with us?
No, but you know that having a little bit of sanctuary here might be good enough. It's probably the best you're going to get. However, everyone, roll a d6.
1.
3.
6.
2.
Sulan, and actually you find it. There is a single weapon there that has no earthly reason why it should be here. It is in perfect condition. It is medieval. What is that weapon?
I don't know.
Player facing. No, what is it?
Yep, that's yours.
You can choose.
Did you
Nodens
say like when it had to come from?
It's a gift from Nodens. What would it be?
Oh.
Would it be a bow and a quiver of arrows? A sword, a spear? You're the one who finds
A
it.
Thompson submachine gun?
Yeah. You could, yeah, no.
Yes! It's time!
A mangonel.
It's time.
Well, if David's not here, that's kind of not
That's more a
fair.
shack
So.
Do a
More of a
mangonel.
city thing.
I don't even know what a mangonel
It's a
is.
giant crossbow.
No.
Do you
It
wanna
has to be
like
one of the
try
weapons you
crossbow?
actually used.
A
in
trebuchet.
No, we'll do a longbow with unlimited arrows. After
no,
all, this is
there's a-
magical,
no.
This is a magical gift, Rob. Come on.
Magic is a price. Magic is. So you find a bow and an arrow, a bow and a quiver of arrows that are that will harm. From what you've heard, that there are more of those creatures in below. But if you find another one, you'll know how to hurt it. Mm-hmm. So you'll make it sorry that it hopefully crossed with you. You know, maybe it'll kill you. You'll be fine. Jeremy will give you basically sanctuary. You have a little safe spot here, but he will not come with you. But if you find anybody that, captives or anything, you might be able to direct them to Jeremy. He can keep them safe.
So if we have a safe spot, can we rest and regain general abilities?
You're still really close to. You can regain. You could spend those 3 points of survival to rest for a day, restore all your physical abilities.
That's probably a good idea.
And restore 3 points of other general abilities.
Sounds pretty good.
Personally, I would...
I'm okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't get any physical abilities back. I'm clean.
You're raring to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody.
Is anybody like hurting really bad?
I'm like 4 health. I could use 4 hit points restored if I can get it.
Anybody has first aid, they can heal them.
I have 5 points of first
I
aid.
have 6.
So it takes 2 of those to get us
I will
4
take
health
2
back.
points of first aid. You are healed.
All right, thank you.
Anybody have psychoanalysis and want to make
Yep.
some of us a little bit more sane?
Well, there's
I'm
nothing I can
perfectly
do
sane.
about that.
Well, a little bit more stable. How's that?
There's not really anything I can do about that.
I'm at
sure.
1. So,
We'll see if I can. I can. So what do you need?
I'm at 1, so
What's your
anything.
max?
My max is 10.
Well, who else?
I don't
needs
need
it?
max.
Who do I need to
I'm
triage?
fine.
I could use a little more stability, but
What are you
In
at?
terms of
I'm at 3 out of my 12. So
okay,
if you feel like you can
I'll
risk
spend
it,
2
so-
points on you, which gives you 4.
Good. Puts me at 5. That's acceptable.
And Aaron, let's see if I can establish a rapport with you.
You doing okay, huh? Oh yeah, you are totally
I
boss.
can. So I'll spend my other 2 on you.
Okay.
Margaret doesn't feel fear.
And now
anymore.
push up 2 points, right?
4.
4. Okay, thank you.
Margot is basically Liam Neeson from Taken as a
Liam
female.
Neeson, any Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's that one with Cher that's really weird
Okay.
and stupid. So
All I can think about is Taken and what the Gray at this point.
Oh, wow.
And Dark Man.
What was the
Or
Robert De
Raj.
Niro movie where he was playing a conquistador?
I don't remember that one.
So
that was a long time ago. It
it's-
was like the 80s, right?
Yeah, that was an 80s movie, but
It's like
Liam
the
Ne-
New World or something.
I think so, but yeah, because he was playing conquistador in South America, and Liam Neeson was playing a Jesuit priest.
There's
So-
no Aguirre, so yeah, not
Yeah.
the best conquistador movie.
Yeah.
The actor wasn't trying to.
although
kill the
Neeson
director.
as a Jesuit priest
Doesn't
could
make-
totally work.
He did a good job. So this was before his bad.
Anyway, back to the game.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
Moving on.
Sorry.
yeah,
Derail.
so yeah, you guys can heal. Well, if you don't want to spend the day, you don't have to spend the survival, so you can keep the survival pool.
Yeah,
We only have 16 left. We should probably save it.
we
yeah.
have more than 16 left.
We do? We do?
Anne's been keeping meticulous documentation.
I trust Anne's
So
notes.
did I.
Yeah. Remember, you took 2 big hits.
Yeah, which had us. The last one of those took us to 22.
And then there were spends.
You detour. That took you a couple points.
No, the 7 was day 6.
Yeah, but it took you 2
The
points
spends
to get
for
to the mining
each
camp.
truck.
Right, which took us down to 20. Not the truck. Oh,
The fire? Did you
The
do-
fire.
yeah,
trucks.
I've got those.
Well, it took you 2 points to get to the mining camp. I remember that.
Okay, I've got a 2-point deduct from 20,
Okay.
from 22 to 20.
Okay.
Then we regained 3.
Okay.
We'll go with Bill's.
Yeah, this is probably right.
We'll split the difference, to be fair.
Between 16 and 23, that'd be what, 20?
20. Yeah.
20.
Okay.
All right, so you have 20. 20. You have to roll 20 or less on the 66, basically. 66 plus 6. Assuming you don't get any more refreshes. If you loot supplies from the...
Yeah, provided we're not completely dying, we can head back here and get more water on the way back, so...
another refresh. So, so you're close to the coordinates. It'll take you less than half a day. It's more like... So you don't have to make any more survival rolls to get there. It's a matter of how you want to approach it. You can see the general terrain.
General terrain?
The way the cliffs and the ground.
Point.
Yeah.
What?
And you can go basically straight at it. You're basically southwest from the coordinates. So you can go straight northeast. And it looks like there are tire tracks. It looks like someone took a truck to the coordinates. Or you could try and go around from another side in case... Well, if there are guards or anything nearby, you might not want to go the most direct path because someone might be watching that.
Although they could be watching all other paths.
Well, what kind of...
So you
Who
could scout it out.
has the side advantage? The people at the location or us? Like, is this like up on a hill, or is it kind of low? Are there a lot of trees around it?
You're actually not within line of sight of it, so you'd have to get closer just to see what the terrain's like. So you're a couple miles away from it. So you can get a sense that there is a path leading directly to it, because you can see the tire truck leading off into the distance. But if you want to see who would have the advantage, someone should scout ahead. There should be a sneak check and a health check because it's fucking hot out there.
Sounds good. I have 6 still.
Nope.
Oh my god, yes, I said something that was like lyrics. I know. I know. I'm not going to give anybody any points.
That's good, because nobody said anything.
All right, so that's if you want to take a more cautious approach, send someone out to scout to figure out the safest approach. Or you could just blitzkrieg it and hope to overwhelm anybody, because you do still have 3 working trucks.
Because shock and awe normally works so well.
Well,
We did go through the fire pretty well.
some of you are American.
That's because it's inanimate.
Some of us are.
You know what?
We didn't know that.
Considering it's Cthulhu, it could have been living fire.
No, it would have been a lot worse. You didn't have to
Fire
make
vampire.
stability. It didn't make stability checks, did you? Yeah. So, you guys have met it. You fought fire vampires before.
Some of us have.
Ross has some kind of limits. He would not mix up the flying polyps, a bat cult, and Cathagua.
But again, I've not been in. I know nothing of Australia, so
Fire vampires might be natural, might be indigenous.
I'm in the Australian chapter.
Do you want to scout it, or do you want to blitzkrieg it, or do you want to all sneak up to it, or leave the trucks behind?
I think we should send like 2 to scout.
Okay.
And who
Gotta
wants to
send
hide
stealth
stealth?
alone.
People with stealth.
I have 6 still.
I have 4.
I have 4.
Bill.
John, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I'll
none.
go.
Okay.
Sean.
All right, so you two.
Don't do anything crazy.
I won't. I'm going for
right, since
stealth.
Anne does not trust you.
So you're working together. So it's 1 stealth check you can both spend, but you both have to make a health check because you're not in the trucks anymore. You're on foot for several miles, and this
Wait,
is
can we take our little motorbike with the sidecar?
that will make stealth much harder.
Yeah,
It's
what
is
with
it very
the
loud?
engine.
yeah, it's a 1920s motorcycle.
Okay.
So it's either a Harley or an Indian.
Yeah, they're not.
Not known for being.
No, it's an Indian.
Yeah.
It has to be an Indian. I'm saying right now it has to be an Indian.
Well, that is pretty
They're
cool.
cooler.
You could use it as a distraction. I mean, you could scout it out and come back, and while they're organizing, hit him from another direction because they're probably not motorized.
Stealth.
Yeah, but the real stealth is on foot. So group test.
What
How
if
many
we want
points
to
are you
ride a
spending?
kangaroo?
Yeah. What?
Well, we need to do the health before the stealth?
No, stealth
Or the
first.
stealth before the
How
health?
much
Step.
are you putting in?
2.
How many do you have?
I have
It's starting to
6.
turn into one of those Gilbert and
If
Sullivan
you throw
stealths.
2, I'll throw 2.
Okay.
I'm not sure how show tunes can be.
So we have +4 to
All
whatever.
right, who's rolling?
In the Pirates
do you
of
wanna roll?
Penzance, there's a
'Cause you are
song where
Margot.
they're sneaking around, which is incredibly
Seven.
loud.
All right,
is it?
you are.
I've actually never
very
Like, that's
stealthy.
the point. is
There's
they're
enough
singing
brush
about
and
sneaking
small
at Fortissimo.
Okay, no problem. So I've actually never
niches
seen
along in the
play,
rock.
For the listeners, we are stealthy.
Yes, you are stealthy. So now both of you make a health check. You can spend health points if you want.
4.
All right.
6.
All right. Both of you avoid heat stroke. Great job. Which would have been
A lot
really
of time outside.
yes. You are hardened to the elements.
I'm from LA. No,
Yeah.
I'm not, actually. I got confused.
Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard branch in Los Angeles.
So you sneak up.
Wrong game.
You realize the easiest way to get to the coordinates is through a ravine. And you can see that there are several boulders set up along top the ravine. And because both of you can give me sense trouble checks.
We're adding 2.
Really wish we'd
4.
recharge. I'm going to add 2.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to add 1 because that's all I have. And it'll be a 6. So what was the...
Difficulty?
4.
Good, so I have 2 for my
No,
cherry
you
pool.
have 1. You spent 1 point. The max you can get is 1.
Thank you.
All right, you can see that there is a group of men, some indigenous, some Caucasian. They're dressed in rags. They have symbols
riches.
of the.
Are they at work,
No,
these men?
no. Jesus.
That's a point.
Yeah,
Even at work is a point. That is totally...
I know, but it had to be done.
by definition,
Is Bill catching up to mine?
he is
Good.
They have symbols of the cult of
Reindeer
the
bat.
bat on them, painted or carved in their flesh. They are waiting near the boulder. One of them has a pair of binoculars. He looks out every once in a while. They seem to be on guard duty.
How many are there again?
Does it look like they could push the rocks?
Yes,
Okay.
looks like they could block off the ravine. Well, the boulders couldn't block the entire ravine.
Can the boulders roll either way?
There's 2. There are 3. 2 on one side, 1.
Can they
2
roll?
on the left, 1 on the right.
Basically, can they roll back on the bags?
I think he's like, is this like a bowl?
Oh no,
where
they're all
roll?
perched on the edge. I mean, I guess they could push them
Not a
back.
half pipe.
No. Could they be rolled back on the bad guys?
Not really.
Up on
How would that
the
work?
other lip of the ravine.
Yeah.
They could be
They're on the
wildly
top.
coyoted.
They're clearly meant to be pushed onto vehicles.
I use Cthulhu mythos and hypergeometry to alter physics in such a way
Yeah.
as to get the boulder
But
to
the
roll further than
boulders-
the potential energy it had to begin with.
Yeah.
Screw you.
The boulders are not so large that, I mean, they're only big enough that a single man needs to push them off the edge. So they may be about this tall, like 4 or 5 feet tall at most. And they
Still
clearly
not
have been chipped
designed to-
away. So this is a way to ambush people. So they're on guard. There are 8 of them, 4 on each side. But it looks like you don't see any firearms with them. You do have a pair of binoculars with you. They have spears. They have knives. One has a pickaxe. They do have little.
Do they sound like donkeys when they open their mouths?
You're not that close enough to them, but they are humans, so you assume they can.
American Raiders.
Yeah, they're not Tuscan Sound Raiders. You can. You also look around. You can see that there is another way into the ravine. They're all clustered around that one entrance. That's the only one the vehicles can get in because you can move around to the side, and you can see that there is the campsite itself. There is a massive tunnel leading down into the darkness. Basically, at the end of the here, I'll just draw
a thing.
Yeah, I will draw a thing. So you know what we're looking at. It's a pretty simple sort of box canyon. With this, it's not all straight. It's just I'm not going to try and draw it.
Immerse me, Ross.
Yeah,
It's kind of like your thing with the dragon eggs.
yeah. 2 boulder. 4 guys. Tunnel mouth leading down. But this is a few hundred yards. A group of people could easily climb down, and the guards are all looking this way.
How high are the walls of the box canyon? Can we use trigonometry to figure that out?
They look about at their lowest, between like 15 feet high, around here, to about 50 feet high at the tallest.
Crap. That's pretty high. We couldn't scale down those quickly enough to not be noticed.
Oh, actually, you probably could, because these guys they're bored, they're tired, they're not going to notice
So there's nobody at all in here?
There's some mining equipment, there's a truck, so some boxes, some other stuff like that. It's not like open ground, there's also rocky things. So the thing is, the only... People might be coming in or out, but there's no one in this area right now.
So how steep is the slope here? Basically, how fast would the boulders roll?
Fairly fast. It's about 35 feet, something like that.
Okay.
It wouldn't probably not knock over your truck, but it would certainly...
No, I'm trying to think if we could outrun them if we saw them in time.
You could, but you would then have to stop pretty quickly to keep the truck from wrecking.
Well, we could also come back at night and see if they sleep and drive the trucks in before they can get to the rocks.
With the lights and the diesel engines and the Glaven.
Yeah. Well, you could, if you took them all out, then nobody would be there.
Or we could try to cut their numbers down.
How many are there?
There are 8 that you see.
Not like us alone. I mean,
There are a couple of trees up here, by the way. That's why they're back here, so that they're under the shade. So you can get back and warn the others and sort of figure out what you want to do. Yeah, if you go on foot, if everyone makes a stealth and health check, you could take ropes and climb down here. And with the truck here blocking their line of sight, for the most part, they wouldn't see you unless you made a lot of noise. Or unless somebody comes out of the tunnel. Obviously, there's some foot traffic here. People do come in and out. But there's nobody here when you were there.
Could we, with our stealth check, have sat long enough to see if there's a pattern for people coming in and out? Like
How long?
Timing?
Yeah, like you could. I would say this initial scouting thing took about an hour, and this is midday because you left at morning. But to move that distance, a couple miles, being stealthy took you a couple hours, and then it took you an hour to do that. So it's like hottest time of day. If you want to wait the rest of the day, you can. That's going to be another health check.
I guess we could also try the whole pretend to be cultist thing again.
You could do that.
There is an issue. There's another option as well, since I do have a little
But
bit
they're
of
clearly
dreaming.
waiting
and
for
you still have
intruders.
your dreaming, right?
Yeah.
You could also.
How many
You
points
do
do you
have rifles. You could snipe them from a distance and hope.
We can try to call her.
No, because I haven't rested to replenish my.
No, your
firearms.
physical. Well, your physical stuff all comes back. It's just your other general abilities. Everyone had a night of sleep for free, so your physical abilities, all your
When did that happen?
Well, just after you win the fight, I assume everybody had a night of sleep or whatever. So
We were given to understood we had to spend.
no,
points for that.
you spending the entire day. That was spending the entire day
You
doing that.
said spend your day to refresh your physical abilities
And 3 points of
some
general. Yeah, and some general.
So,
Okay.
because you didn't say that we got the physical either way,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It was phrased full. Yeah.
Sorry.
Was not the dichotomy you intended. It's all good.
You feel when you wake up, you feel refreshed. So your shooty stuff comes back.
Athletics.
Yeah,
will come
athletics, physical stuff comes back. Your other 3 points of general abilities
No.
do not because
back. So would driving be there?
driving
Sense
is
trouble.
Sense trouble definitely not.
Not.
Yeah,
Okay.
driving not either because that's not like athletics.
Driving, shooting,
Yeah.
stealth.
Shooting would come back.
Yeah. Or for firearms.
Yeah,
sorry.
firearms would come back.
Weapons.
Weapons would come back. Stealth would come back.
There's a list. You'd think we'd know it by now.
Yeah,
I put little peas by.
there we go.
Nice.
That's yeah.
It would
Margo.
help if they
And it's
if they
prepared.
made a character sheet where they actually divided them out.
Yeah.
But if we want to try to sneak by and then worry about the trucks later,
The problem is you're not here to discuss it, though.
I know this is out of character. I'm
Well,
just
you can
making
come back
suggestions.
without having to make
we
any more
can-
checks.
I'm assuming we're not going to act without making a report.
Okay, then let's go
You can come back
and
without
make a
having to make any
report.
more checks, so you don't stake it out for the rest of the day.
We'll just go back and make a report.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go back, you sketch it out. Large Ford truck, clearly taken from the mining camp. Some mining supplies, 8 guys on guard duty. Only armed with spears and short-ranged weapons
And boulders.
and boulders. Only way to get the trucks in, though.
So if we want
You
to...
could get the trucks nearby. Well, of course, anytime you get the trucks anywhere nearby, they're going to hear that.
No, if we're wanting to take them out, Margot and I can possibly summon the dingoes and see if they can either distract or...
You know, the boundaries... Well, you know the boundaries are only weak at that mining camp.
Oh, okay, so it's only there.
Yeah.
And would it be impossible or just harder to do it?
Boundaries aren't strong, and boundaries are too strong elsewhere.
Okay, so...
And you're not... Yeah, Jeremy is a phenomenal dreamer who did this subconsciously, also because he was driven mad.
Dream to dream.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't use the hounds.
Dingoes come.
You can't use the hounds as offensive, and they're not yours anyway. So anyway, what do you want to do? We could at this point. This could be a point to stop, and we can begin the next session.
Let's see. It's 10 o'clock.
Okay, yeah. All right, we'll finish.
We have made our 4 hours.
When we meet back, you guys can discuss storming it, and we can start the exploration of the city of the great race of Yith. Ooh.
FYI, I am gone next week.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
So this is something to think about between now and then. So, question, comment, discussion. You guys like this one?
Yeah.
Good time was had by all.
Yes. All right. We'll see you guys next time.